I don't know.
that screen's gonna go away for a second. What's that? Yeah, these guys right here. Let's okay, so it's this output right here. I mean, I can either unplug it. Extension cord.
No, yeah, I can manage.
So I'm just going to put this. I'm just going to set this on the ground. Yeah, I don't think they have anything out here. You guys don't have to have any tape, do you? For like wire ties? Like a piece of gaff tape or about a foot long? Or duct tape?
Alright, they were wondering if they could use some.
Everything alright?
Yeah, we're just moving this to the outside of the tent because it's actually transmitting to that screen over there.
What?
This pterodactyl bolt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Remember when it went out when they were coming up the hill with the robo? It went out?
The jumbotron went out.
Oh, I didn't know it was a jumbotron. I can't see from here this year.
Yeah,
The tent is really low.
It is low.
In the past, I've been able to see that because we had different feeds, like for here, and so the jumbotron. So sometimes we would use both.
Yeah.
We could
Oh,
broadcast.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's an extension cord. Perfect.
I can hear them, but I don't hear anybody talking.
Alright. It's going down. We lost
They're not saying
it.
anything to me. They're just saying camera one.
Alright. First the yellow one.
They just said something with camera 6. So they're talking to us.
Here's this. Oh, it's still transmitting. It's on.
Lars, give me 1 second. Okay.
There's a little built-in battery. Oh yeah. So here, take that. Plug it into the yellow
Okay.
on. Here's some tape.
So who is it?
So C-Team Fringe.
Is this alphabetical?
It is.
Does anybody have this? Oh, it starts at Spirit.
It's reverse alphabetical.
Oh my God. Does anybody have this electronic?
I can try and send it to you to folder on Drive.
Oh, on the Google Docs?
Google Docs, yeah.
I just got the updated the times. We can use that live, and I can put it on these, and we can do it. So I know you're not updating that live, but it might be easier. Okay, so Fringe who?
Sure. Fringe, Lang is replacing Sasha,
Okay.
and we have Shield replacing Mike on YouTube.
What happened to Mike? Oh, two Mikes.
No, Mike's the guy who's replacing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Alright,
And then you know I had that other one from who else was it you gave me?
CIA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He knows that case. Okay.
Actually, let me
So Canute goes in for what's it? Dorilus?
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, Dennis.
Dennis.
And then Thomas was in for Canute.
Alright, we have someone on their D team too.
Okay. Thanks, man.
I'm sorry, on their D team. And we have Yango.
All right.
Alright, thanks.
You guys stay here the whole time the Jumbotron's here?
What's that?
You guys stay here the whole time the Jumbotron is here?
It's not us, but I don't know what they do. I'm glad I don't have to deal with it. Right? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
That's a nice sweatshirt. I wish I had one. Oh, get out of here.
T-shirt now, sweatshirt next week.
Hey, how you doing?
I got part of it. Now I remember when I was on my way here, I was like, Nordic is gonna have to be about this thing. Oh, is it fire? Yeah, if you need another run, otherwise I could.
Can you turn my mic on? You need to turn the music off. I'm just going to give a 10-minute warning announcement. Races will be getting underway at 9 a.m. So 10 minutes. 10 minutes we're getting underway. Race is getting underway at 9 a.m. 10 minutes.
What buggy are you doing? Well, this happens every year.
Dude, I'm getting nervous and I'm not even pushing or anything.
Yeah. For your team or just?
For my team, for like, I don't know, everything. It's an exciting day. It's a big one for Apex too. All of the kids were my age, which made up the last one. It's their last year. And after like what happened with everything last year, like
We'll go into detail on that when we do the profile.
it'd be really cool just to see, for everybody who's putting in 4 years to, get something out of it.
Something will go on like 56 or 55. Redo just kind of set the table for women's
Never underestimate the power of Billy.
We should begin to introduce some of these guys at some point.
We want to just go. We got 7 minutes.
Let's go.
Well, no, let's just read the rosters.
I think the 3 of us.
The updated heat schedule.
Okay.
Have you heard what they're doing?
No, I did not.
8 minutes gun to gun, starting at 9.
Okay.
No re-roll, so you like 9:48. They have a little bit of time before the men's, but they move the re-rolls to the end. So if you're a women's re-roll, you're gonna probably go down here.
Okay.
So it's starting at 9, 8 minutes. Basically a 16-minute break or what, 18-minute break, and then right in the men's.
Here's the deal. We don't know if we have enough for our alumni. Give it back, we'll count them, and we'll give it back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is going down for real. Just about 5 minutes till the start of Buggy. We are so excited to be here with you. Go ahead and set the table again. I'm Will Weiner, happy to be back. Alongside me, we got Andy Bordick.
How you doing?
Connor Hayes.
Hey, guys.
We got Friday a race day. It's looking clear. It's going a little late, but some good stuff. We got the women coming up first. What are you guys looking for here? Real quick kind of keys in this qualification day.
One thing that is going to be a factor for some of these teams is now we're going 8 minutes gun to gun, which really compresses the time for in between heats for the prep team to have the prep to happen for these teams. So expect to see maybe some scratches at the line or some trouble getting the buggies out quickly enough, especially if you have D teams.
Yeah, and on top of that point, it's already close for some of these teams. They're going to have, maybe not so much back-to-back, but one heat and then another one right after that. You've got to, prep your wheels, prep your driver, prep your push teams, get them all to the right hills. And a lot of these push teams are also your support for your A, like a B team pusher might be your support team for your A team, might be carrying the buggy out to the line, and then once that buggy goes down, has to go up and get to a hill.
And, a theme for this whole year has been experience, not a ton of time to roll on the weekends leading up to it. And you think, again, this is going to magnify that experience factor. The teams who've done it, who've been through race days, they're going to have time. The teams who haven't, this is where we may see a mistake. So let's go ahead and introduce the teams here in this first heat. We have, first off, Women's SDCC, CIAD, and Fringe D. So CIAD team first. Let's go ahead and introduce them. On Hill 1, Bao Bao Song. Hill 2, Hannah Linus. Hill 3, Shannon Lee. Hill 4, Natalie Hong. And Hill 5, Amy Hung. The driver is also Bao Bao Song, according to this roster. Nope, Rachel Karp. I can't read. I cannot read. It's early, ladies and gentlemen. It's Carnival. All right, next up, let's go ahead and go through the roster for SDCC. Just get warmed up here, ladies and gentlemen. Lindsay Kincaid on Hill 1. Ginger Glass, Hill 2. Alice Zhang, Hill 3. Jamie Chu, Hill 4. Anna Hoare, Hill 5. And the driver is
Anna Black, I believe.
Anna Black. There we go.
Damn,
all right.
Pulled that one out.
Yeah, we're going analog today. And then finally, we have Fringe D on Hill 1, Lauren Powers. Hill 2, Lena Griffin. Hill 3, Patricia Pan. Hill 4, Abby Smith. Hill 5, Madison Scott. And the driver, Helen Kim. One thing we talked about a little bit earlier is some of these lower teams, really pushing for it on day one.
Let's say deeper.
Yeah. The depths, your C's, your D's, some your B's, right? I like how you put it, Connor. Today is their race day. This one we have a C, a D, and a D. So what do you think to see out of this heat? First roll of the day, any expectations?
I'll be honest with you, SDCC is going to run away with this one. It's really not going to be that close, unfortunately. CIA's team, it's mostly drivers on this one, so they'll probably be pulling up the rear. Fringe is going to come somewhere in the middle. The buggy, the rolling beacon in this heat, very fast buggy for them. Rolled for them B team 2 years ago. Didn't roll last year. I think that buggy's actually going to help them out, and their D team might even go ahead of their C team.
This should be some exciting stuff. Again, just about 3 minutes now until the start. Again, we have 7 women's heats here. Any re-rolls we may need to have. Then we'll get underway with the men's about 10. Again, cutting things a little close, gun to gun, about 8 minutes. Going to make for some exciting action here. Imagine the teams are probably taking the course pretty soon. So, you know, what more can you ask for? A full race day on Friday.
And this first heat's going to tell us a lot about the condition of the chute turn and how the girls can handle that turn right now. It's not totally dry. They always push it. It's interesting to watch, but you know, seeing how they're going to go through the bumps with that moisture down there is going to show us a lot. SDC has those nice, gorgeous white urethane wheels. We'll see if they can hold through the turn, especially with some of the challenges they've had in free rolls. It's a women's C team, but still, they're going to roll this buggy pretty fast as they can. So make sure that the buggy can get through the chute turn. Could give a lot of confidence to that driver and also spur SDC to continue to push it through the day.
Yeah. Do you think SDC, is it possible they get 3 teams, you know, into the second day tomorrow?
They've been doing it year in, year out. I would not be surprised to see all 3 teams make it. I also wouldn't be surprised if their C team didn't, but their A and B teams are almost a lock.
Right, and you know, you got to think again. This is their both men's and women's. SDC's race to lose. Who are some other people you're excited about though? Potential dark horses shaking things up.
CIA, they're definitely going to be up there. They have new wheels this year, look very similar to the wheels that Fringe got a couple years back, that lime green color. They are rolling out great. A lot of windows, better than they've ever rolled before. Plus, their women's push team has been top 4 the last 2 years, and all of them, for the most part, are returning pushers this year.
Yeah.
So definitely CIAA is a contender. Pika A this year going on Banshee, they're going to be a contender as well for that top spot. Their push team, I don't think is up to the quality of SDC or Fringe, who we were talking about earlier today, but I think that Pika is definitely going to be up there as well.
I'd like to see Spirit try to get in there too. You know, they've got a long history of being good at buggy, and they seem to be battling lately, and I'd like to see them get back into some consistency, and the women's A would be a good way to do that.
I'm very interested to see how Invisid rolls for them as well.
And it looks like we're underway. Sorry, we did not have eyes down there. Looks like we have SDC. Is that
SDCC is in lane 1, and they're pulling away. It looks like CIA is in lane 2, and Fringe D didn't make it out in time.
That's a shame.
SDC, you know, pretty clearly ahead here on Hill 1. And it's exciting to see buggy action. People are getting loud. We're underway here at race day. Transition Hill 1 to Hill 2.
It's very interesting to see Bane on their C team this year for both the men and the women. Bane was a 2-time race-winning buggy with Melissa Yepes, who was standing up here on Hill 2, driving and almost set a course record one year as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, their buggies are pretty solid all around, and it would be a hard challenge to pick which one you're going to run. I'm sure the data they got from the free rolls gave them that and chose this buggy to be their C-team buggy.
Pretty smooth here into the free roll.
She gave an early shove off on there, too, and it didn't look like it was super King Kong shove, so I don't think they're going to push it too hard here, but that buggy's accelerating pretty well, so we're going to see really how she does. I'm concerned a little bit with the debris on the course. You'll see it as the day goes on, especially when it dries, but if you saw that angle right there's a lot of things on there that could really distract a driver.
Minute 16, stop sign time, one of the important splits we always look to in these races, so that's something you'll hear us talk about a lot today. And here we go. First chute turn of the day. Coming up in just a moment. Clearing the flag. Coming through. A little bit of a wobble. Not the best conditions. And
ooh, nice save. Nice save.
Yeah.
Great driving right there. And SDCC is through. Coming over now into the Hill 3 transition. A fair bit of speed coming up there, even with that little bit of wobble.
Yeah, and, she did a really good job in there. She's going to have a lot of confidence. Right now, I'm sure her heart is pounding as she's getting into the Hill 3 push, but she started that turn. It started to slide. She eased it, and then when she got to the rough stuff, she was able to catch that slide and recover. It's a really good job of her driving. She's going to be really jazzed to get there again for the men's.
Alice Zhang transitioning to Jamie Chu here on Hill 4. And CIA, it looks like a Pikachu costume.
A Pikachu? I thought it was Winnie the Pooh.
We'll have to get down to our sideline reporter somewhere there. Always exciting stuff here on race day. You got to love the C teams, the D teams.
She's got a tail. That's Pikachu.
I think that's Pikachu. We have a Pikachu confirmed here. They've made the transition 3 to 4. SDC now gonna hand it off now to Hill 5, try and see how they can finish up in here. Again, everything about making it on to the finals tomorrow. Want to be one of those top teams.
This is going to be a nice time for them, somewhere around 3-minute 3:05.
Yeah, and last year they were 2:59, and if they're right around there, I mean, it's possible to get a day 2 with that.
Yeah. Especially with the roads being wet. I mean, this is a freshman driver. It's her first time driving. That save is something that is difficult for experienced 3-4-year drivers to do. And she pulled it off beautifully. So she was able to do that now. Wait till the roads dry up later. So she can do that.
That's a big kind of thing we talked about here. Well, let's see how they cross real quick. Going to be about a 3:11 and a quarter we're looking at. CIA still coming through. How the roads affect times today. Also, just how aggressive folks are. But nice, smart driving. Looked like a veteran. Wasn't necessarily a veteran. CIA coming through here. Still got the timer going. Trying to see. Don't see the clock quite up there.
Is there somebody standing in front of it?
There is.
Or is it a plastic bag or something?
No, it's a picture of the clock in the little. So if someone stands in front of the clock, you lose that.
Yeah.
But CIAD obviously went out there for fun, and it should be fun. D teams typically are not going to be the most competitive team, so you go because you love it and throw on the Pikachu outfit. Rock out on Hill 3. I love that.
What more really is there? So we have Buggy. This is crazy. One race down. Pretty clean overall. Nice driving there. Interesting to see though how others are able to handle the shoot there. What do you think kind of led to the wobble that we did see there? That little bit of fishtail.
My first look at it was as she hit that shoot turn. She starts that turn in there. You could see it started to slide. She corrected pretty good in order to catch that initial slide, and then she took a wide, easy turn. I thought she was going to be too deep. Ended up hitting kind of a high angle off in that shoot turn, and as she put it on a little bit harder, it started sliding. But I actually think the rough road kept her from spinning completely. I think it caught one of those potholes and kind of kept her going. But like Connor said, I think it's going to bode well for her as a freshman driver to say, I got this. I got 15, 20 rolls under my belt. I can make it. That's the worst conditions it's going to be all day today.
Yeah, right. It can only get drier. Well, knock on wood,
Yeah,
right? Before I get us in trouble. But hopefully, we may even have a dry course by the time men's are coming around. Next
One quick point on that heat there. That time, that 3:11 time, that opens up a spot. I don't think that's going to be a day 2 time.
And, I thought that too. And we'll have to see how it progresses because I wonder if the other teams are going to have the same challenges or have the same problems with depth. I mean, that wasn't by any normal comparison of a competitive time. It wasn't really competitive, but who knows? I mean, maybe we'll see how. I really want to see how Spirit A does in Fringe B. That'll tell us if it's going to be a slow day or not relative to that. Because I would normally agree with you, but I'm not sure. I still think it's going to be a slow day.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a pretty exciting heat right here. Spirit A, Fringe B, Phi Delt A. A newer team, right? With Phi Delt, you have an A team in there, and then Fringe is B. A lot's possible. What are you looking for in this one, Connor?
I mean, Phi Delt, it's a great story. It's, they're rolling KDR's Perrin, which KDR, they built solid buckies. They had good wheels. They, knew what they were doing, so it's a great starting buggy to go with. Danny Kane, who started up DTD, had the same buggy. He could talk day in, day out about how awesome that thing is. Spirit A, this is the one that I want to see. They've got a new buggy this year in Viscid. It looks like they took Zenith, last year's build, and really perfected it. It looks like a very nice buggy, very clean. I think if they have a good set of wheels on it this year, which they've been doing a ton of experimentation with, that buggy's going to roll out really well, and it's going to give their women's team a good advantage over last year.
Let's go ahead and meet this squad. So for the Phi Delt Women's A team, we have on Hill 1, Emily Bram. Hill 2, Shay Hart. Hill 3, Laura Lodwick. Hill 4, Linda Chen. Hill 5, Erica Huang. And the driver, Sarah Deluti. All right, for Fringe, we have Fringe's B team. Hill 1, Rachel Schaefer. Hill 2, Catherine McKeough. Hill 3, Nikita Pudwal. Hill 4, Sophia Zikanova. Hill 5, Jacqueline Young. And the driver, Christina Flores. And then finally, Spirit A. They have on Hill 1, Nigeri McCoy. Hill 2, Clara Lee. Hill 4, Sayona Christian. Hill 3. Hill 4, Olamanuda Oladapo, I'm sorry, Hill 5,
Good deal.
Alexandra Boy, and the driver, Shalina Giowodi. All right, getting ready to go here with the second heat. Teams probably lining up about now. If we could have eyes down at the bottom of Hill 1, that would be wonderful, just so we don't miss it like the last time.
This Fringe B team is going to be rolling, I believe it's Balius. I've been calling it Bales for the last couple of days. It's a difficult name to pronounce for me, but it's a new Buggy. I don't know how it's going to roll. I really haven't heard too much about it, so this is going to be interesting to see if it brings them back to sort of bonsai levels of build quality.
I can't wait to
Looks
see
like
the
they're
9-wheel
underway.
Buggy.
It looks like I just heard it. And here we go.
Yeah, there's Spirit A pulling ahead already in lane 1.
Just really, really nice push up there on the hill. Pretty good time coming up here on the hill 1. Just big separation right there.
Yeah, and this is what I expect to see out of a Spirit A team. I got just about a 19.5 second on that hill 1, which is a really nice time.
Is the 1 to 2 transition, the ever important hill 2, get that big push there. Fairly deep right there, and looked pretty good.
They're looking about the right spot. It was pretty good. I think they're just trying to get a good safe roll in there today and make it to day 2.
Yeah, big lead for them.
This Buggy looks to be picking up speed.
Yeah. Fringe B coming up in the background right there, though it looks like Spirit really starting to separate themselves, rolling very nicely here.
And like,
This Buggy look very similar to what Pike is rolling these days.
yeah, and they've been experimenting a lot with their wheels this year. A lot of different colors, a lot of different compounds, different buggies too of different compounds. I think this one was the small one. It's pretty much all spring free rolls, right?
It's looking like a 107 stop sign time. Pretty nice by them. Fringe B, 110. So,
Catching up, and you see Fringe is closing that gap. I want to see how Spirit does through the shoot turn here.
yeah, it looks like Fringe is gaining some ground. And here we come into the chute. This might be a little bit of excitement here. Clearing the flag. Tight turn right there. Oh! They're going to spin out right there. Let's see if Fringe is able to make it through. And Fringe, nice driving right there. They're clear into Hill 3. Oh, a little bit of spin out at the end right there.
They
Just
gotta do
hitting a
something about these
pothole.
roads.
It is getting pretty crazy. But Fringe is in the clear. Fringe, right? All they have to do now, starting up at Hill 3.
Yeah, so that's pretty disappointing. You saw Spirit had the same troubles right at the shoot turn. As soon as she put the turn on with the smooth pavement, she started to fishtail a little bit, and then she was working it so hard the whole way through that, and eventually just couldn't keep it in there. This Fringe team, while they can finish and it's good for them to practice, definitely has a justification to try to ask for a re-roll. So that because of the Spirit Buggy that was in the shoot turn, she clearly had to modify her line, hit that giant pothole. It's good for them to finish it. Everyone gets a practice run, but I would expect to see them again later.
I haven't seen the fight out yet. I wonder.
They might have braked. Yeah. So they can hit the brake flag when there's a buggy in the way like that. And
Is there any way this camera can get down to a fight out? There they are.
there they are. So they gave fight out probably a brake flag, which is why she's facing the wrong way. Usually hit the brakes and sometimes spin the other way, but she came to a safe stop, it looks like.
Now the transition to Jacqueline Young here on Hill 5. They're at a 240 right now, so expect something probably in line with what we saw with SDCC, but given a little bit of excitement in the shoot. So, like you said, Andy, probably not the last we're seeing of Fringe B today.
And we both can remark she hit a pothole really hard, and it really jarred the whole buggy. And then you see she definitely lost speed there. And I don't know if she didn't mess up the alignment on that thing too. I'd be surprised if the thing is still well aligned.
And looking at a nice time right here, 307, 308, 309. Hands on the push bar across to 311.61. Fringe B. A nice run out of them.
Yeah, and again, it's good for them to get some practice. I thought there was a bigger gap on the front hills versus Spirit A than I would have expected. I would have expected Fringe to be a little closer than that, but you could see they gained a lot of ground in that free roll, and that's why I thought this was going to be a fun heat because of the closeness and how Fringe matched up throughout the course with a Spirit A.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit disappointed for Spirit here. They were looking really good. Their push team was solid up the hills. Invisit was definitely rolling well for them. Fringe was catching up to them, but here we go. We see it again.
Oof. It's insane, some of these potholes.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it there too. And we were talking about the wheels. The smaller the wheel you get, you can have less contact with the ground. So on a slightly slick day, something like that, you have less wheel touching the ground to keep you in line. And so that's a risk you take. You want to go fast, that makes you a little bit faster, but then you hit a condition like that and you can't recover it.
Right, and 2 races Both of them, a little bit of sketchiness in the chute. First one, they were able to maneuver out of it.
Watch this pothole. I think the girls
It's
wear mouthpieces
right-
now, and because
Wow,
of that, one right there.
It was a pothole to a pothole. That's a pothole combo. Like,
I think that's
somebody
second
should
pothole
take
sector from the spin,
care of
too.
these roads. It's wow.
And all the drivers wear helmets, goggles, gloves, and now they have mouthpieces. And I think I forget who just told me they gave credit for putting mouthpieces in these girls, and that's probably why. I mean, that thing's bone shattering.
Yeah. So hopefully things clear up a little bit, but given these conditions, probably going to be seeing some excitement throughout. I really like these heats. Another exciting heat here: SIGEP A, Apex B, CIA C. What are you guys' thoughts here? Quick thoughts initially. You imagine probably SIGEP's, but do you think Apex, CIA makes some noise? I know CIA is kind of our darling this year. A lot of good stuff we've been seeing.
Apex has made a sub today. They have their chairman, Nicole Tom, pushing on Hill 2. I don't know if that was an injury reason or if they found out that she was faster this week. We'll see. But they have definitely more depth this year than in the past. They went, I believe it was a 307 last year with their women's B team. I would expect somewhere around the same. They're going to be rolling Phoenix again as well, which rolled on damp roads in the morning in the fog last year. Definitely saw a bit of a fishtail out of that, so I would keep my eyes on Phoenix in the shoot today.
Let's go ahead and meet the squads. First, for CIAB, we have Hill 1, Alex Miklos. Hill 2, Elise Milligan. Hill 3, Sarah Wingett. Hill 4, Aaron Dawson. Hill 5, Dana Peck. And your driver, Allison Lim. Next up, Apex B on Hill 1. We have Shreya Gupta. Hill 2, Nicole Tom. Hill 3, Alessandra Welch. Hill 4, Maya Ole. Hill 5, Veronica Jamie Lara. And the driver, Rachel Schmidt. And finally, SIGEP A on Hill 1, Rebecca Walsh. Hill 2, Phoebe Ing. Hill 3, Alexandra Mursky. Hill 4, Maya Schneider. And Hill 5, Katie Lynn. The driver, Madeline Finn. So we're getting underway here shortly in this, the third of 7 women's heats, pending rerolls, which we imagine we may see.
Yeah, my sources tell me that in the shoot watching Spirit, the quote was, it looked like they were on ice. It is pretty wet down there, and they're really pushing what they can do with the buggy in that condition. And so we'll see. I mean, I'm not confident any team can make it through there right now.
How do you think that affects the psychology, going forward? You see 2 rolls, 2 bits of sort of spins right there, as we see they got the buggy right there, a couple of them in the lead trucks, actually.
Buggies and trucks.
What does that do to the teams, to a driver, having seen that? How do you kind of work against that or use it to your advantage?
You think about all the time as a chairman and what you're going to do, and then you can actually talk to a Hill 2 guy and say, hey, hold back a little bit. You don't want to take time off your team, but if you're looking at, again, an A team just didn't make it through because of the condition of the course and the buggy not making it through. Man, I'd rather take a slow time than take a no time. So it's too much effort for these people to do. So,
This was a good line.
I got a few good ones.
I know, that's why we keep you around.
So is it in the minds? It's in the minds of the driver, the chairman, definitely Hill 2.
Absolutely. Definitely the teams that are running forward trikes, they're inherently more likely to oversteer, where the reverse trikes normally understeer into the outside bales if they're going to run into an accident. My thought would be anybody that's running a buggy that is in that forward trike design is going to be nervous today. And it's, I wonder if they will give that Spirit team a re-roll later because of what the course conditions were. I wonder if they're going to pause it for a little while, let it dry out. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, it's a good question. Something that you could, I would do as a chairman, and I'm sure you would think about it too. Right now, there's no buggies out there, which is what I went to go look, because they brought the trucks back. So I don't know if they're discussing it or if they're just holding it back because they had to reset the lead trucks. But it's a condition that I would ask for, hey, maybe we should not be rolling it. Somebody asked me the question before too. In the past, when you had a day like this where there's no rain falling, it hasn't fallen in a while, but it's just kind of humid and so it's not evaporating very well, you can actually take cars and drive the course. It's been done. It's really effective. It's more effective than I thought. And I also think, like I said, there's some debris out there. Sweep it and drive the course. That motion on the asphalt will dry it out. I don't know why we didn't do that. There wasn't a whole lot of people around here at 7:30, but probably should have been done. It would have made this a little bit easier to handle for drivers.
There's a bunch of cars floating around. If anybody's parked nearby, go get your keys, ask them to get on the course, do some laps.
What he meant was don't drive on the course. Yeah, because the course is closed. What kind of meant to say?
Wow, we like to have fun here. All right, so it looks like we're in a little bit of a holding pattern right now, just letting the lead trucks get set. No official delay or anything like that, though. Interesting 2 rolls so far. It'll be, I like what you said earlier. It'll be interesting to see, are we seeing people take stuff off on Hill 2? What sort of lines through the chute? I think this is where, again, we've been harping on experience, but, the course is as bad as it's ever been. But also, they've had a really small number of rolls this year. You put those 2 together and, you kind of maybe even expect to see what we're seeing thus far.
Yeah, and it's such a tough thing because as a driver, you start to hit that turn flag, or maybe you try to turn a little bit early and you want to turn easy. So you'll start this turn, but what's going to happen is you're not going to get the right enough angular turn if that's too technical. So what happens, you might be in the right spot in the chute, but 2 high angles off, and then when you reef it on, you're going to spin. So it's a really delicate balance, and each buggy has a different turn point, different way to turn. So it's hard to then take a day like today and start modifying your turn that you've been practicing in the same conditions, because once you change it, you might put yourself in a worse position than what the rain's going to give you or the wet's going to give you.
As a driver, I'm wondering if any of them are considering, as they're coming into the flag, to just tap the brakes a little bit, slow it down so they can get through the chute at a little bit lower of a speed. Just, keep the speed the whole way down, but when you're getting to that turn where we see it's definitely very wet, that you get through it and come out the other side. Hurt your time a little bit, but make it through clean.
Yeah, it's a crazy idea, but today, not a crazy idea.
It looks like we're getting some buggies out there at the bottom of Hill 1, so things getting set to go underway. Yep, that is not Will Weiner down there. I have Will Weiner up here. But it looks like it's CIA.
So it's definitely CIA in lane 3.
CIA, Apex in lane 2.
Apex
Sigep
floating
A
Taco.
going to be coming in lane 1. Drivers up here.
Mark Estes will come and pummel you for saying that.
Just waiting for Sigap here. Not quite sure on the timing, but again, you guys imagine Sigap probably taking this. Do you think any excitement coming from CIA?
Well, the good thing is going to be watching CIA and see how they perform here.
Sigap driver looking for a buggy.
Looking
there.
for a buggy.
Rushing out there.
Oh no, Sigep A didn't make it out. That's so disappointing. CIAB then is coming up on Hill 3, and they're in the lead right now. I expect them probably to stay ahead of Apex. And she's actually looking pretty good, bumping Ascension up Hill 1.
Alex Miklos is a multiple-time A-team pusher. She blew out her ACL last year, and that's probably the only reason that she's on the B team. But she looks like she's well healed up.
Yeah, pretty good speed up there. Not quite the same as Spirits.
Oh no, that's a 24-second Hill 1, but because of the wetness, the Hill 2 pusher just fell down.
Yeah. Sloppy conditions out there. Tough time to be pushing buggy, but a solid recovery there at least. A little bit of a deep push, but all things considered, some nice momentum going in there.
Yeah, she did the best she could to recover, but even as she was bumping up Hill 2, she actually slipped her hand off the push bar too. Again, this is what I think is more practice. When they come out and practice in a little bit sketchy conditions for at least push practice, some of those things go away, but see the debris in here too?
Yeah.
That doesn't help wheels or anything as you're cruising down the road.
And all of that being said, stop sign time, 110, that's pretty much in line with what we've been seeing today.
And she's rolling pretty quick.
Yeah.
Again, CIA has figured a few things out this year, and they're looking like pretty good rollers.
Apex a little bit of a ways behind, and here we go into the chute, taking a wide angle. That's clean. That was good. No troubles there. No real loss of speed heading into the Hill 3, and looks like they're going to pick this one up pretty deep.
I see very little Apex.
Yeah, it's a great pickup by the Hill 3 pusher there for CIA. And again, I think CIA's stability and how much they practice helps them in conditions like today.
Yeah, a ton of speed in there in Hill 3, not a ton of pushes right there. That's what they like to see. Transition to Hill 4. Hit up right there to Aaron Dawson. And maybe CIAB isn't looking like they'll probably get through to everything continues going all right. They're going to put up one of the better times we've seen today.
Well, we'll see. Last year their B team ran a 3:24, so they weren't really even competitive there. But we'll see how their B team can finish up today.
All about what they can do from Hill 4 to Hill 5, but overall, through the chute, looked pretty good considering the they had and everything.
Yeah, but still extremely disappointing that Sig FA couldn't get their buggy out there in time. I know there was
Apex closing in right here, made up a lot of space right there. Hill 5, CIAB trying to separate there, having a really nice push, but Apex made up a lot of space on that 3-4 hill.
Veronica, the Hill 5 is pretty fast, too. I think CI's got a little bit too much of a lead for her to catch up, but it's going to be a close race.
I'm coming across here. We just crossed the 3-minute mark, so let's see. Seconds matter so much. See a furry there.
Yeah, look at her come. Here it comes.
CIA. And wow, Apex closing a lot of distance right there. That's going to be a 3:12. We're going to call it 3:12. It's going to be about a 3:20 right there for Apex. So not bad out of either squad.
No, and it's good on them for making it through. And part of me says that it's the standard or the reverse strike that helps them get through in a wet day because there's 2 wheels turning versus 1. But also, I think what CIA's been doing in the past is just a lot of consistency and a lot of the ability to keep working on basics all the time, and that's what makes you a solid team. And you saw a lot of good basics, except I don't know how you practice on not slipping on it.
Yeah, that's just the course, and you have to feel bad for Sigap there. Not quite sure what happened when the truck didn't get the buggy out, but
I'll tell you one of the challenges is, we're trying to go 8 minutes gun to gun, and because of the spin from Spirit, we didn't make 8 minutes, it was more like 10, and so I don't know if they were playing with their prep to try to time it just right to get that buggy out right away, but clearly they mistimed it and they were late, but it wasn't 8 minutes for them, it was 9.5 to 10.
yeah, and I mean, you put so much in throughout the whole year, and it's too bad. Next heat coming up. This one. Oh yeah, let's look at this replay right there through the chute.
She found a great line to go through too, and it was like a couple of smoother spots, and she was right there through that turn. She initiated the turn, and it was smooth and gradual, but she still was able to get the tail around. It's a really nice job.
Their driver, Allison Lim, on that team, this is her 4th year. She was not on campus last year, so she had a break. But she's been driving A-Team since day 1 in that buggy. She knows that buggy. She knows how it goes through the turns. Weather doesn't seem to affect her at all. That looked like the roads were dry.
Yeah, no, and again, right? Experience through the chute. It helps.
And more experience.
Yeah, experience.
It's the experience today.
It's the experience here on WRCT and CMU TV. Exciting heat coming up next one. I'm actually really excited for this one. SDC B, Pica A, Fringe C.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be. I look at this one too, and I highlight this one, and I'm like, really, I think the challenge is going to be if Pica A can stay in front, it should be okay for them. But then again, they've got to get their buggy through the chute turn. STC B, same challenges of getting through that chute turn, but who's going to outroll who in there? If it's a very close race between that A and B team, I don't know who's going to outroll today. And I'm not going to say there could be some fun contact going on down the hill, but there could be some fun contact going on down the hill.
This is going to be close to the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and introduce the lineups here. First, we have Fringe C. Fringe C on Hill 1, Becky Almasi. Hill 2, Aubrey Higginson. Hill 3, Ariana Zito Wolf. Hill 4, Rachel Piero. And Hill 5, Vera Shao. Their driver is going to be Madison Scott. Next up, we have Pica A. Pica A on Hill 1, Katie Liston. On Hill 2, Danae Paprice. Hill 3, Keely Jelenik. Hill 4, Somer Farber. Hill 5, Emily Swanson. And the driver, Anna Zhang. And finally, SDCB. Hill 1, Caitlin Smith. Hill 2, Noelle Jung. Hill 3, Zainab Majid. Hill 4, Jennifer Jin. Hill 5, Megha Sin. And the driver, Elizabeth G.
Hey, it looks like on the leaderboard right now, SDCC is in first place with 311.24. Fringe B is second at a 311.6, and CAD is third right now at a 337.2. So we'll see how these times come in. I think Fringe is going to probably look to improve that with maybe a re-roll, but
opportunity for them to move up. You think probably one of the, if not two, of the teams may be able to eclipse that here, though, with either Pike or SDC. Two of the stronger teams out there, and yeah, this is one to watch, ladies and gentlemen, coming up to the Hill 2, how that Hill 1 transition goes, and if there's some tightness down there in that free roll.
One thing I want to talk about with SDC, their driver, Elizabeth G, has been driving Avarice for most of the year. She switched back to Rage for Truck Weekend, and then ended up on B Team this year. The Buggy was built in 1996, so first year driving.
Three buggies to the line. Good to see.
Yep. All right, they're all lined up, just waiting for the count.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Rage on that team too, huh?
And they're off. Pika A coming out. Really nice push there. SDC a little bit behind. Fringe C bringing up the rear. Pika A just exploding right now out of Hill 1.
Yeah, you expect to see an 18 pull ahead like that. It looks like right now it looks like there shouldn't be too much of an issue between SDCB and Pika A.
Pretty smooth transition there, about 22 seconds, on par with some of the better stuff we've seen today. SDC makes the transition as well. Pika here. Bit of a deep push right there. They're off.
Oh,
wow.
Did you see that bump?
Yeah, she pulled a big wheelie on that one.
SDC, few lengths behind. We'll see how the separation goes.
And Fringe is still going up Hill 1. I'm not sure if there's trouble with the Millibuggy, but just getting to the Hill 1 to 2 transition.
Pika cruising here, headed towards the stop line, gaining some separation. They're gonna have a minute 3 on that stop sign time. That's very fast.
Yeah, she's going pretty fast, and this is going to be the same thing. If she can make it through this turn, this will be the deciding factor how competitive they are.
Road. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Clears the flag, and here we go into the chute. A little bit of a slide.
Wow.
Wiggled out at the end, but it looks like it's going to get through safe. But how much time did they lose here? How's that going to affect them?
Yeah, it's a heck of a power slide to get through there, and we've seen that years ago in Pika, but their new foray is different. Not a great pickup in Hill 3, which I was expecting to kind of see.
You know, there a lot of effort's going to be required on these back hills right there. We'll see how that puts them competitively with others. And again, they make it through. Oh no!
And
looks
Rage
like SDC.
looks like Rage spun out there in the chute.
Another race, another issue in the chute here. This is pretty wild. I've never seen anything like this. 3-4 transition now.
Yeah, and the Hill 4 here is doing a pretty good job. Oh, and there goes so Fringe went past the buggy and then decided to brake. So the Fringe C team just stopped there in the chute turn 2, and there's the 9-wheeled buggy for those in the chute. There's a good view of it as Pika goes into the 4-5 transition.
And here we are now, Hill 5, pushing it. They got some pretty good speed right here. Buggy getting away a little bit, but nice momentum there. And that's what you like to see with Hill 5. Not too many bumps.
Yeah, she's doing pretty gentle bumping. It's doing a quick two-handed one. She's not trying to let it get away from her too hard. I'm sure they're looking to just make it to day 2.
We're coming across right here. Hands on, that's going to be a 2:43. Pretty nice time for them, and that's far and away best we've seen today.
And interestingly enough, last year Fringe A had a 2:42 and change as second place. So, SDC killed that last year 10 seconds ahead, but that time has been top 6, and that's probably a day 2 time.
Yeah, and I mean, on a nicer course, last year we had fairly ideal conditions, if I recall. It's hard, they all blur together. With the course as it was today, even with that power slide, 2:43. Pretty good. It looks like they're cleaning up there in the chute.
And that's a freshman driver too, and that buggy from last year hitting the bales the way it did is, to kind of get the driver and the buggy to actually go through is a really good thing. It's probably going to help her for the men's team. So that's a really good race to get under her belt, so she knows she can handle what's there. The clean line always helps. There's nothing in front of you, but that's a really big confidence builder for a freshman driver.
how does it, looking a little bit ahead towards the men's races, having so many issues in the chutes, how do you see that affecting the drivers, on their second time around or affecting their buggies even?
I really don't know. I'll be honest with you. When it comes down to it, the course is going to change as the day goes on. That's going to make a big difference on how people are thinking, how they're going to prep for the men's teams, and what they're going to do differently in terms of how can they calculate it. What do I need to take off to still make it to day 2? There's just so many factors going on right now. It definitely, I think, actually plays into the hands of the teams that are lower down, the ones who are fighting for that spot, because I think the teams who are higher, they may take more chances of easing off, and they may open up some windows there to really let another team into the fray getting into day 2.
It's still wide open. We're going to definitely see a couple of re-rolls because of some of the shoot action, but, a lot of opportunities for teams to make it through. Good heat right here. A CIAA, SIGEP B, SAEA. 2 A teams, obviously SAE not necessarily at the same level of CIA, but they're going to have some talent out there. It'll be interesting to see what SIGEP does, not having had their A team roll, what they do with their B here.
Yeah, the thing about SIGEP B that's really going to be good for them, though, they've got Barracuda rolling on that team. Barracuda, everybody knows, it's a fast buggy. It's been rolling fast since the day it came out in 2008. It's a solid buggy with a 4-year driver. SIGEP B, I think, is going to allow their A team to roll tomorrow because I believe that SIGEP B will qualify for day 2.
We'll keep our eyes open for that. Again, the ever-important shoot. Let's go ahead and meet the squads. First, for SAEA, on Hill 1, Emily Vokach-Broch. Hill 2, Rebecca Grubel. Hill 3, Emily Wolitzer. Hill 4, Emma Levine. Hill 5, I messed that up, Emma Livney. Hill 5, Olivia Dippo. And the driver, Eileen Wu. Next up, SIG-EP B. On Hill 1, Katrina Gulateri. Hill 2, Kristen Flint. Hill 3, Yo-Yo Furuhata. Hill 4, Rachel Gomez. And Hill 5, Sarah Micah. The driver, Christina Williams. And then finally, excuse me, in lane 1, CIAA. Hill 1, Jess Foe. Hill 2, Sophie Zimmerman. Hill 3, Rachel Brown. Hill 4, Allison Lim. Hill 5, Yoon Zhang. And the driver, Amy Hung.
Allison Lim on Hill 5, she's their A-team driver on the men's side, driver of Ascension. So Ascension isn't driving on A-team here because she was faster than the difference between the 2 buggies.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's those little things, the measurement of it all. It's really great. What are you guys expecting out of CIAA? I know...
A lot. I'd expect CIA to come in with like a sub 250 time, and I expect them to be competitive this year. And it's okay to hold them to a high bar. They've been doing this for a long, long time, and this year they look like they have a lot of good things together. And it's little things. They've got some buggies that are older that are rolling better, which says to me they've learned how to better prep the buggy, either aligning their steering systems or they have better wheel technology. So good for them. I expect them to be competitive. Let's get out there and move it.
All right, and we'll see. Hopefully we can get through one heat, without any excitement in the chute. We want a clean buggy. Maybe, though, we can take this footage and, I don't know, Paduno was here last year. We need someone to repave that road. It's pretty wild down there.
It's pretty bad. And sorry I had to step away. I'm building a legacy. I got one of my sons here for his second carnival, and he's looking at what he can do. He's actually been in my buggies before, has driven and pushed. I want to see if he can get out there and do like an exhibition heat tomorrow.
They start recruiting younger and younger.
Oh, yeah, man.
Maybe he can drive at this point.
He's a little bit too big right now. He's 5'3". I would never put him in my buggy. Come on.
No.
He's a tank. If you're over 5 feet tall, you can't drive for me.
No. Probably a good policy.
It's like the opposite of Six Flags.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You gotta be below this height to drive.
Exactly. And there's a caliper test, too, for shoulders and hips and things. You got to be, a very small person.
It is wild, this point. I don't know. Just like the fact you get... all the different folks together to make up your buggy team. We talk about it like it's this, normal thing, whatever, but sometimes when you take a step back and really think about how incredible kind of the mesh of athleticism and engineering, ingenuity, the different athlete types you need here, pretty incredible, and it's one of my favorite days of the year to come out here. So glad we can be sharing it with you. I don't know why I just got all sentimental there. It's only midway through
Who's having
day one.
flashbacks?
Yeah, I'm getting old.
We're all getting old.
I'm getting old. Also, just an announcement: if you guys are getting hungry, Joe's hot dog cart's here. They're by the alumni tent. They're giving out free hot dogs, courtesy of GoDaddy. So if you like hot dogs, go check that out. Alumni tent also giving out coffee and donuts as well.
And you're listening to Will, Andy, and Connor on WRCT 88.3.
Pittsburgh. Also, you can stream it online, cmutv.org. All right. Everything.
Yeah. We're talking.
Additionally, we want to, if you're looking to follow Buggy coverage, all that good stuff, go to cmubuggy.org. Buggy Alumni Association does a lot of great stuff, rolls reports every week.
Yeah, the leaderboard's up there right now, and you can actually see the heat schedule too. So I'm getting my leaderboard times from them.
We're just waiting here. Looks like we got a couple buggies on the course, still waiting here for CIAA.
That must be Lucy with that stance. Look at the camber in those wheels.
More grip through shoot.
I bet she drops the base.
CIAA now coming onto the course.
Really wish we had a microphone down there so we could hear what the clock is at.
I know, right? This will be a great race. I can't wait to see how this buggy can perform fully prepped on a race day. And I'm talking about the CIA team right there.
Prepared. I got my CIA swag on right now.
What is it?
He changes shirts.
Apexer.
He's like doing the Oscars. He's changing
you're
different
like
outfit all
Drake.
day.
You're just whichever team's in first. I had to make one Drake joke. All right.
It's not Carnival if you don't make a Drake joke. Come on.
I'm sorry, everybody. All right, we're about to get underway here. Teams clearing, getting prepared, listening for the starting gun. CIAA looking to impress a lot of people this year. Jess Foe and Hill 1. But Sigat B
looks great.
Coming out pretty strong right there. We got some good athletes here, and looks like they may be the first up over Hill 1.
I was wondering if they can substitute their A-team, yeah. And that's something that can happen. You can substitute your A-team in there, and that may be their A-team. We'll have to find out later.
Neck and neck right there. Pretty much going to be...
This is going to be crazy.
Just about a tie here into Hill 2.
Oh,
this is going to be some excitement. Wow. CIAA, and that's a little bit of separation you can see.
That was a great transition from Hill 1 to 2, and that's what put CIA ahead.
Nice shove right there, and huge, pretty much neck and neck on Hill 1 right there, but a great job 1 to 2. Gets him a little bit of space, and it's all about this free roll right here.
Yeah, but I agree with Connor. I think that might have been a substitute there for their B team. We'll find that out later, but that's something we'll have to talk about.
Phoebe Ing, who was in our dorm freshman year, we tried to get her to join Apex, but she'd already gotten the SIG app. She was pushing, and she was supposed to be in their A team, so I believe they did make that switch.
It makes sense, you want to have that best showing. 102 right there, stop sign time. SIGAP just behind it at 104.
Now, normally, you would see if they were that close, SIG-Out would have caught up to CIA and probably passed them by now, but you can see how much they've gained this year.
Yeah.
That time has stayed, or the distance between them has stayed the same, if not increased.
That's so solid through the shoot turn. Look at that.
Really nice turn right there by CIA.
That's a great
Barely
turn.
losing any momentum, trying to have eyes right there on SIGAP. Looks like they're right behind. They got there through clean, so it's going to be all about the back hills right here. A-Team CIA pushing hard. This is the gear everybody's been talking about. CIA, let's see what number they put up here through qualifiers.
I'll tell you, they look really good. Their drivers took a great line, cut the corner really tight in the Hill 3. The Hill 3 had a great pickup for having no practice. They're looking really solid.
Here's Allison Lim, their A-Team men's driver, pushing up Hill 4.
Lower the push bar forward.
SIGAP just coming up behind there, but it looks like CIA's got a pretty sizable lead right here, and they're going to hold on to it.
And Lucy made it through the turn. Look at her go up to the 3-4 transition.
4-5 transition right here, CIA.
Maybe next year that's longer too.
I'm color, right?
That's correct.
CIA's looking really good here. They're going to get maybe a 2:30 time. It's looking very, very competitive.
That is a really good time if they can get in there, especially day one, especially on this course. Beautiful through the chute right there.
That's not a new buggy.
Now at 2:30. We're going down here, and they may have the top time of the day as they're coming through right here. 2:36, 2:37,
wow,
2:38.19. CIAA, oh my word. What a run.
That would have put him in second place last year.
It's going to put him at 2:46 for SIGAP B, so a nice run for them.
Yeah, that could be a day 2 time for SIGAP B.
I think that may be SIGAP B A Not quite sure on that, but
Right.
some amount of SIGEPs will be moving on to day 2, one would assume. SAEA coming through. Going to finish up here.
Let's just call it Sigep combined.
And not a bad roll, really, for SAE. They're going to come
Yeah.
across at 3:13.
Team Lucy.
That puts them, only 2 seconds behind SDCC, 2 seconds behind Fringe B, 1 second behind CIAB. So, looking good for Lucy. Nice, clean roll right there, pretty much by everyone.
Yeah, and the Pica time on the leaderboard is a 2:43, so to see CIA beat that pretty handily, and then to see the SIGEP team come in not too far behind that says there's going to be a crowded group of women's teams that are going to be in there for day 2, and really, it's going to be open to anybody here. The B team is looking like they're pretty strong to make it there, so I wouldn't bet your money on who's going to win this year.
No, it's if we've seen anything so far, there's so much that can kind of go wild this year. So, setting up for a very exciting day 2 right here. Let's take a look through that chute.
So smooth, and she had a very slight slide. Right there, she's hitting the part of the chute turn again. A little bit of smooth pavement. Look at his way. If they continued that, the way she took that turn and then cut up the hill 3 was in a way to really make the distance as short as possible and hit some smooth road. She did a great job, and that helped the roll up. And the hill 3 pusher had a pretty good pickup for what I would have seen for most of these folks, and that helps sets up all of the rest of the back hills pushing. So 3 into 4 into 5.
And it looked like they were maybe putting up a replay there of that hill 2. That was a really great spot, and really kind of what determined the race. Pretty flawless transfer right there
Yeah.
for CIA.
Connor said it. You saw SIGEP and CIA were pretty close on hill 1, and I clocked them both around a 22-second hill 1 time, so I'm not sure where they're living for the queen there, but what you saw was through the 1-2 transition. This is right here where a great shove by the hill 1 gave them enough, and then with the inside turn, CIA just took it away from there.
Really nice technique right there. Good deep push. And what do we got? Second to last roll here, Fringe A. Connor's now a Fringe fan. Got on the penny there. They're always almost there. It'll be interesting to see how they're doing. Spirit B, always put out a good team, especially after what happened with A. Hoping they can get through the chute. And then CIAC. Again, CIA, they have some depth this year.
Yeah, and this will be interesting. I don't think, I don't want to jinx anybody, but I don't think Fringe A will have any problem getting through the chute. It's really about how their time is going to be. Spirit B, we'll see if they can recover from their A team. I don't know if they look for any subs from an A to a B, knowing their A team didn't make it through.
I'm not sure they can do that because their
They
team
had
actually went out and rolled.
stepped on there, yeah.
SIGEP was okay because their team never actually went out on the course.
Right, but then and then you hope the Spirit B Buggy can make it through the chute turn.
So let's go ahead and run down the rosters here. For CIAC on Hill 1, Rebecca Tien. Hill 2, Gwen Jones. Hill 3, Emily Keener. Hill 4, Val Kuzina. Hill 5, Yuzwan Lee. And the driver is going to be Bao Bao Song. Spirit B, Hill 1, Hope Donner. Hill 2, Jessica Jackson. Hill 3, Yamina Carter. Hill 4, Jordan Cox. And Hill 5, Sabrina Estudio. And the driver, Susie Romerolu.
Oh, it's my favorite name.
It's a good name.
She drove
And
last year.
Finally, for Fringe A, on Hill 1, Chandler Caulfield. Hill 2, Lydia Hutkin. Hill 3, Michaela Vicino. Hill 4, Aspen McKeever. Hill 5, Emma Williams. And the driver, Jillian Rosen.
So actually, it looks like the sun might actually be creeping out now too. So hopefully that thing will dry up a little bit. Lane 1 looks pretty good right now. Lane 2 is a little damp, and Lane 3 is I'm not gonna say it's a bath.
Hopefully, you're not going to see any more slips like we had earlier today. It's been a bit of a rocky morning. Nothing necessarily of the team's faults. It's just rough conditions out there.
Yeah, but the pushers are going to try to rein in their superpowers. So the CIA Hill 2 now has her cape on, hopefully make her a little faster. So does Hill 1.
And it looks like superhero squad out here for CIAC. All the buggies now on the course going to get underway. This is the 6th heat of the women's. Next up, the final heat. Then we'll have some rerolls. Then we'll have some men's. Then we'll have some carnival. I guess this is carnival still.
I'd expect Fringe A to be in the lead for the whole way, but we'll see what happens.
Chandler on Hill 1 is probably going to be up there for Queen of the Hill this year. And Lydia Utkin on Hill 2 was almost Queen of the Hill her freshman year. Hasn't pushed the last 2 years, but she's coming back this year and is probably going to give him a really good Hill 2.
Chandler, really strong push out of the gate right there.
Getting separation already, yeah.
Spirit, though, not too far behind, keeping up pretty well for B Squad against this talented Fringe A. Really great pushers they have here, but now they're starting to blast up that Hill 1.
About a 21-second Hill 1. That's really right in line with what Pika had. I'll see what the official timers say for Queen of the Hill.
And here, like I said, is Lydia over the top of the hill.
Lydia, nice deep release right there. Pretty good shove down into Hill 2.
And Jilly avoided the potholes up there on Hill 2 and came inside of him down there.
Fringe A just cruising right up the free roll. Spirit, little ways behind, pretty solid stuff out of those in their 18, but again, like we've been saying, this is Fringe's race right here. One of the better teams through the chute, so you don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, a lot of separation. They're pretty well separated, 1, 2, and 3 for Fringe, Spirit, and CIA.
Little wide there at the stop sign, 105 right there, so a little slower than some of the top squads we've been seeing.
Yeah, CIA beat them to the stop sign.
Going right there through the flag. And here we go, the all-important chute turn. How does Fringe do?
Pretty good. She started that a little bit late and then snugging around pretty good. Maybe a slight slide with the tail wheel, but
really nice turn right
good.
there. Tight, able to keep it in right there. Good bit of momentum coming as we're going into Hill 3 and they take over. And now it's all about these back hills. And this Fringe team, one thing that has separated them, they do have a lot of strong pushers here.
It's a pretty smooth Hill 3 pickup, and the driver did a good job to try to avoid potholes to make sure she could get as much uphill roll as she could.
And Michaela on Hill 3, I don't know if you guys remember last year, but she got absolutely smoked by that buggy. So.
Yeah, it really came out a little too fast. This time, though, pretty textbook, Hill 3 to Hill 4.
And I think that's Spirit B getting right into the 3-4 transition right there.
Aspen McKeever pushing here. Again, it's all about getting to day 2, the finals tomorrow morning.
CIAC there with the capes into Hill 4.
And CIAC actually making up a little bit of ground on Spirit B. Fringe A now handoff from the 4 to the 5. Emma Williams.
That girl could be a driver too.
Trying to close things out.
Too fast to drive. Get her on the hills.
That's probably it.
Really blasting it here. It looks like they may be coming in at about a 245, 250 or so. No, really nice Hill 5. That's a fast Hill 5 right here. 43, 44, 45.
About 45, yeah.
245.79. So really nice closing right there on the back hills. Let's see if Spirit B is able to come in. $257 looks like about for Spirit. The CIAC coming through at about a 308. Nice day overall for CIA. Their C team is rolling 308.
Oh, that was Spirit B.
Spirit B.
No, Spirit B. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. I missed the capes. And CIAC comes through here, 322.
Fringe was definitely slower than I expected on that. Their team was mostly carryovers from last year, so I was expecting them to really put up a time very similar to what they did, but that 42 time, possibly even a little bit faster with the addition of Lydia up on Hill 2. So a little bit disappointed for Fringe right now.
I agree it wasn't a super fast time, but I think maybe they're taking the tact of, hey, just get to day 2. Right now, CIAA is in first place with a 238, so, Pika's got a 243, Siget B a 246, so, that time will probably get him into it. In fact, it will get him into it because the only one left is really a competitor is going to, well, I guess there's 3 A teams going together, but really I think the only one we expect to really compete well in next heat is SDC, so they pretty much guaranteed a day 2, so maybe it's a smart play.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I usually go more aggressive than I need to. Maybe they have a little bit more patience and they're saying, hey, let's just get through to day 2.
Now in this heat, API has been pretty competitive on the women's side the last couple of years. And Apex has not done anything really on the women's teams in the past, though I am hearing that this is a team to watch out for. So I'm going to keep my eyes open on them. Cautiously optimistic here, but we'll see what happens.
It should be an exciting one. I mean, you got to keep your eyes on the race for the whole time. Everything, every single moment with the way the course is this year, could be a moment of danger. But again, you think it's SDC's.
Look at the scrolling leaderboard on the bottom.
Wow.
CMU TV, rock on.
CIAA. And that's, you expect SDC to top that. But even so, CIAA in second place heading into day 2. You got to be happy if you're them.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they're again. I think that they've been working so hard for so long. It's kind of about time that they did it, and so it's good to see that they've been able to put those pieces together. I'm interested to see 3 A teams going together. I'm not sure who's going to be faster, AE Pi or Apex A, for second place in this heat.
So let's go ahead and just run through the rosters real quick. For Apex A on Hill 1, we have Amelia Clark. Hill 2, Nicole Weingartner. Hill 3, Jordan Greenberg. Hill 4, Delancey Lamb. And Hill 5, Lucy Havens. The driver, Palak Pujara.
Pollock Pujara.
Pollock
She
Pujara.
told me to make sure you pronounce
Pollock.
that correctly.
You tell me before I read it. Don't humiliate me
She
here
can't hear
on
him. She's in
on
the buggy.
Jumbotron.
No, dude, she can hear him. She's got like bad ears.
All right, for AE Pi A, Hill 1, Andrea Yang. Hill 2, Maddie Horowitz. Hill 3, Ivana Vlahovic. Hill 4, Nicole Bozell. Hill 5, Christine Law. And the driver, Rachel Sniffen. And then finally, SDCA. Hill 1 pusher, Genevieve Parker. Hill 2, Alex Cerny. Hill 3, Kajay Jones. Hill 4, Lisa Murphy. Hill 5, Stephanie Chen. And the driver, Jing Zhao.
Great job on that, Will. I mean, to really ask to introduce all those people because I think they want to hear their names and get that out there. So, good job with the
Thank
work,
you.
reading the very tiny print that you got.
I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. You can literally come and tell me, and I'll say it right tomorrow.
A quick update. It looks like Fringe B and Phi Delta A have been granted a re-roll for 11:25 after the men, and there's debating whether Fringe C will get one too. So we're getting some live updates on the heat schedule. It looks like there will be some re-rolls after men's.
There we go. So, this is the final, scheduled heat of women's. We're going to take about a 20-minute break after, or probably 15 minutes when all things are said and done afterwards, and get right into the men's. So, no rest here, trying to get all the rolls in on this day 1, and it looks like we will, which is, I can't believe I'm saying that, and it's looking like it's going to be clear tomorrow. So
Yeah, and it's great. CIA right now with a 2:38 is in front. They got Fringe A's team time up at a 2:45, which puts them in third place behind Pike at 2:43. SAA brings it up. Was it 2:46? Is that right? Spirit beat at 3:08.
yeah,
I don't think that
not
SAE
right.
time is correct.
I don't think so either.
I think something's up with the leaderboard, I think.
But I think that Fringe A time is about right from what we saw, right about a 2:45. So I want to see where they fell.
We got 3 buggies on the line.
All right, so here we go. The
That Avis
final
goes fast.
officially scheduled heat of women's qualification is about underway to go. Mechanics clearing the course. Listen for the starting gun. And SDC, you have to imagine this is their race, but it's 3 A teams. Apex A actually coming off with a really nice push right there, and they're
Hot
neck and neck
They're
with
ahead.
SDC.
And this is the
They're
first time
ahead.
we're going to see Ember rolling on race day, so I'm very curious to see what the free roll looks like.
SDC
cow.
making up a little bit of ground, though. That latter half of the Hill 1 looking good. Going to be about neck and neck here, transitioning into Hill 2. This
Can I
is where
root for
having
my
that
team
lane
here?
one.
Let's go, Apex!
Apex able to get it first, but SDC making up a little bit of that ground, and it's still neck and neck, and this is where having that lane 1 really helps you out here.
Yep.
SDC doesn't really get a push right there.
Holy cow.
Apex gets a shove, and let's see, we may have a little bit of action here in the free roll. Apex gaining a little bit of ground.
Wow, that missed shove is going to be a big problem for them. I don't
My
know
heart
that
is
Apex.
pounding a million beats a minute right now. Let's go!
I don't know if Apex has the wheels to catch him, but man, they're going to be close.
And let's see how that affects SDC. You still think they're probably going to have a day 2 time, but that could affect heats and get a little more excitement going on there, depending on who they're matched up with.
And I'll tell you what, the Hill 1s are about 22, and so they're all neck and neck with the Hill 1 times, so there's not a big breakout there.
107 for SDC and about 109 through the stop sign right there for Apex A.
Wow.
But of course, the ever important shoot. SDCA clears the flag. A little bit of whiplash right there, but it looks like they're going to come through
Wow.
pretty smooth right there. Nice line.
Yeah, so what she did there, she actually turned, took a slide, eased it, and kind of had the nose turn around, and then was able to ease it through the rest of the turn. I'm not sure what she planned, but it worked out great for her.
And let's go ahead and take a look here at the Hill 3. Again, this is where they can make up a lot of time, having those A-team pushers right here. Looks like they've gained some separation from Apex now. 3-4 transition right there.
Something they definitely happened with Ember there. She was right on her tail. Might have been a sharp turn around that stop sign, but
yeah, SDC really starting to separate themselves right now. And 80 Pi looking like they might even pass Apex right here. Pretty much the simultaneous transition from the 3 to the 4. Some excitement there on our second screen. SDC right about to do the 4 to 5 transition.
The Apex Hill 4 is crushing right now.
And Apex, right, they were neck and neck, and that's where you can see some of the athleticism there on that Apex squad. Let's keep an eye here on SDCA. How are they going to cross right here? Already at a 2:35. Putting them a little bit slower, but still going to be a nice time. Probably sub 2:45, 41, 42, 43, 44, 2:44 and a half.
Again, I'm not sure these are really indicative of what these teams can do. How great is it that it looks like if that was 2:44, that CIA will be in first place in the day 2 and Pika A is in second.
Yeah, and that puts SDCA in third. And it's also very impressive for SDC. The fact it looks like it's going to be 304 for Apex. That SDC cannot have a Hill 2 push and still come out with a 244.
If the leaderboard's right, Apex might make day 2.
Apex is top 6 right now.
Yeah.
It will depend on that on those rerolls, but that would be.
Here comes 80 Pi to 320. Yeah.
So some exciting action out there, and as things shake out. In what world did you imagine saying CIAA are your number 1 seeded team coming out of the women's qualifiers?
I'm pretty sure I called CIA having a great year.
And you've seen it. People have been reporting it. They've been rolling great. They've been pushing great, and day 1, the results are great.
Yeah. I mean, when you have a SIG-Ep A that goes away and a Spirit A that goes away, it opens the door, so that's where you rely on your consistency and basics and get through the turn, and this is what you see. So
yeah,
CIA put it all together.
238 is a good number.
Very good number.
That's a really nice time.
So, I mean, I'm still questioning whether Fringe and SDC really gave full effort on that. I mean, Connor was speculating that, hey, maybe they're holding back a little bit just to get to day 2. I'm going to go with that. And day 2 tomorrow is going to be beautiful. It'll be dry. It'll be warm. It's going to rock.
That should be good. So let's take a look real quick at the live heat schedule, see how we're doing there. I think we have men's underway at 10:13. So I think we might take a break for a few minutes here up on the commentary. We'll come back, we'll set the table for you guys, let you know what's coming up, what to expect for the men's heats. Again, 10:13, men's heats 1, so, don't go anywhere. That's coming up in just about 15 minutes here. But exciting action for the women's. I hope we get the same sort of stuff with the men's. We'll be back in about 10 minutes here on WRCT and CMU TV. WRCT 88.3, Pittsburgh. I was like, oh wait, it's 10. Kind of having to take that outside line because of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure A Pie was supposed to be that good on Hill 1, and sometimes that happens, and I think Fringe B was kind of surprised by it, and this is going to be fun to watch.
But Sig New kind of clearly separated themselves. Smart move right there with that early push. Just get into the free roll.
Yeah, and sometimes you can do that because you're out of shape or slow, but he might have done it early because he saw that I got about a 1 minute on that stop sign time, but he might have shoved early knowing that he can outroll those other two buggies.
I wish I had a Sig New shirt for this heat, man.
We'll talk to SD, so he'll get you one.
And looks like...
oh, she completely blew off her shoot flag.
Wow. Wobbly, somehow it's still moving, going through the chute.
I would never advise a driver to blow off the shoot flag, but hey, she made it.
Somehow it went through, not a ton of momentum right there, but it's able to be picked up. And it looks like, is that Fringe made up some speed right there?
No, A Pie's in second place.
A Pie made up a little bit of space right there. The chute probably get up a little bit of cleanup. See how that goes on the back here.
Somebody needs to pick my drop off the floor. I don't know how she made it without spinning and crashing that thing.
She was so steep at an angle on that thing, and then she just, I don't know if she slowed it down or something, but I mean, it wasn't a great roll-up, but...
All about the pushers right here. Sig New looking to separate themselves. This Hill 4 guy is flying. A Pie trying not to lose ground right there. All about the pushers right here. And, Fringe B pretty close behind.
Nice shove.
Shove off right there into Hill 5. Sigmund New closing out pretty nicely right here. Good backhill pushes from all of them.
Yeah, rolling pretty good. I see a little something flashing in there, a left wheel there. I'm not sure if it's a wheel cover that's kind of loose or something, but that left front wheel looks like it's getting a little funny, but they're going to finish pretty strong there.
Scoreboard's coming up there.
I got about a 229.
229, 230.
Yeah.
Waiting for Fringe now to come in.
That's A Pie.
Wow.
About a 237. There it is.
237, pretty good time for them on their 18. And then Fringe B, obviously with that little bit of contact right there. Coming across at a 247.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to see a replay of what happened there at 1-2, but we didn't see the start, but when we saw the midway of Hill 1, it was, I'm not going to say a mess, but Sigma New in lane 1, who had the, a little bit slow stagger, with the start, Hill 3 is a little higher. They were neck and neck, and the API Hill 1 pusher really just ran amok against all these teams because he messed up Fringe. And I think he scared the pants out of Sigma Nu. So that really made the exciting race for 2-3.
Now, I got a little bit of news from the women's side. There was 2 drops failures. Apex A, the brakes on that buggy did not fully release, so they failed drops, which is unfortunate for them because they had a day 2 time, solidly in the top 6. That push team was amazing to come up with that time because that brake, we both commented on it, right about the stop sign, that buggy slowed down. I think it started rubbing then and rubbed the whole way down, and it didn't release by the time it got the drops. And Spirit's B team as well also got disqualified, so unfortunately Spirit did not have a women's team finish this year either.
So disappointing.
I don't know how to come back from that. I am excited, though, for this next one. Only two...
See, I want to come back and kind of yell and get angry at people because, man, they worked too hard for brakes to fail. I mean, it's too hard. They finished the race. They did the hard part and just make the brakes work. And it's just frustrating.
Former mechanic here. It is pretty amazing.
He'll tell you the same thing.
It all comes down to, these little moments here. And after what was really a very nice race from them, everything else considered.
Come on, man!
Ember's brakes have been an issue since the day we built that buggy. It's been its biggest downfall, besides, of course, the delamination issues it had last year. But it's something where we advised them multiple times to, make a change on it. They ran out of time. That was the plain and simple of it. They had to get it done. They had to get the steering and everything else aligned and ready to go. And the buggy was rolling fast. We saw that. It was holding up with SDC until those brakes got on there. So they did a good job on that end. I'm real proud of them for that. But unfortunately, it's something they have to worry about for their men's race tonight.
I'm a little confused because I'm looking at SDC and SIG app as being the next heat, but I'm looking at a guy with a Piker shirt in lane 1, and I'm not sure what's going on.
He might be lost.
He looks good. He's a handsome devil. I mean, I wish I looked that good. I'm going to ask him on a date later.
Well, might be coloring your analysis there.
You should copy Spirit. Take the shirt off.
Let's see. Who do we have?
Ladies, you want to get a good sight, come on, check out Hill 2 for Piker right now, lane 3.
Mr. Richie Spalding.
Oh, he's in lane 2.
All right. Get a cheer right there. So let's see. Who do we actually have out here? We have Pika B, I'm guessing. Is that it? Yeah. Richie Spalding.
Yeah, I think there's an SDC hanging out there in lane 1.
Yeah. SDC.
Should be SDCC and SIG FB.
SDCC. I see SDCC. I see Pika B.
That should be a SIG guy right there.
All right, maybe we're getting 3 of them. So SIGEP B, SDCC, Pika.
Come on, Spalding, go cook some wheels.
We'll see. All right. All right, let's go ahead with those as the rosters there, and let's go ahead and
let's do
them out. Okay. So we'll go Pika B first off. So on Hill 1, we have Carter Scherer. Hill 2, Richard Spalding. Hill 3, Jackson Reed. Hill 4, Alex Dinitino. And Hill 5, Jack Shaben.
I think it's SDC.
The driver, Alicia Ayat.
Yeah.
Next up, we have
SIG.
Great. SIG. Wow. All right. SIG Ep B. SIG Ep B. On Hill 1, Andy Chan. Hill 2, Connor Young. Hill 3, Steve Posney. Hill 4, Ryan. Yeah. Hill 5, Jack Kaplan. The driver, Christina Williams. And then finally, SDCC. Hill 1, Alex Duncan. Hill 2, Sam Simon. Hill 3, Nathan Grahwal. Hill 4, Logan Watanbe. And Hill 5, Cody Yang. The driver is going to be Anna Black. Anna Black driving right there.
And Anna, if you remember from earlier this morning, was the driver in Bain who made that really nice save coming down to the chute. So let's see, the roads are definitely getting drier. See what her confidence level is right now.
Yeah, she should be good to go.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be an exciting heat. I think these guys are all going to be pretty close with one another. What do you think is a separating factor here?
Well, first I want to see who's actually in this heat, but I do think this is going to be an exciting heat. This is one that I marked SDCC and SIGEP B because depending upon how strong the B team is for SIGEP, where they're going to end up, I still think that SDC can outroll SIGEP. So if SIGEP is up and over first, I think it's going to be a pass test or a very close run down the free roll.
Let's see, we got, all right, so no, it is just SDCC and SIGEP B. I just read Pika.
Yeah, Richie's lost.
And they're off.
They're off. Great. Well, I'll read their names twice. And pretty much neck and neck coming out here.
This Sigget B team is solid.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's going to get really good hill one. And SDC is trying to do a very strong bump technique to get there, but
Sigget B makes the transition a couple seconds ahead right there of SDC.
about an 18-second hill one, pretty fast.
Deep shove right there into
That
the
was a
hill
bit of a
2.
fumble.
So it's going to be interesting to see. You know, if I was going to put money on it, I would say the SDC is going to close some distance here.
It's a very fast buggy. I would not be surprised if we caught up on him here. But that Sigget B last year, they put an unbelievable time of, I believe it was a 2:17 on this buggy with a very good portion of this push team. That hill one, his running style is unmistakable. So he was definitely there last
55-second
year.
stop sign, 58-second stop sign. So both these teams
So they're looking pretty good.
cruising pretty fast right here.
I mean, Sigget has opened on SDC a little bit.
Yeah, nice.
That's very impressive.
Nicely rolled,
Good
nicely
job,
rolled for
Sigget.
Sigget. Let's see, they go there with the shoot flag. The ever important turn. Christina Williams, veteran driver. As always.
She had the slide there too, but she held it again.
Yeah, and that was
Always got
pretty much
skills.
all about the back hill. Steve Posney,
It's a good pickup on the Sigget side there.
nice pickup by him right there. In stride. That may pretty much just icing for Sigget. We'll see what SDC has on their back hills. Still not a ton of separation, maybe 4 or 5 seconds.
Right there, pretty much exactly in stride, and that may pretty much just ice.
Boy, Sigget's looking really strong. Their exchanges have been pretty good. The hill 3 pusher took it really deep up in the exchange, which helps hill 4, which I think is the hardest hill. And these guys look really solid.
4 to 5 right here. Just as we cross the 2-minute mark now.
We have a 218, 220-ish.
Their B team had Xavier Contreras, who beat us one sophomore year, coming back from like 5 seconds behind. Who's on their A team this year, was like 19-second 05. So definitely slow their B team down a little bit, but he's going to help their A team.
Well, let's see right here. They're crossing real nicely right there. 2:18.86. Good
Nice.
day one time right there.
Yeah.
Let's see SDC coming through pretty close behind them.
I got a 226 on that.
226. That's both of them. That's pretty fast.
I mean, a C team, right? SDCC last year
Yeah.
was where?
DQ, they spun.
No. Well, this is better then. But again, you saw that the SDC driver, what's her name again?
The SEC driver's Anna Black.
And Anna did a great job again. We saw the tail end of it, which was her little tail slide again. But getting used to recovering from those slides is something that they've had to kind of work with this year. And she did a great job of hanging on and getting a good time for their C team.
Well, not bad. And, we keep moving through up here. We have CIAA going to be coming through in here in this third heat. Pika B actually going this time. So I guess Richie just wanted me to say his name a couple times. But CIAA, first place through everything with the women's heat starting up. What do you think we see from them here in the men's?
I expect the same thing. I mean, it's drying out, so maybe these teams are going to go a little bit harder, but I still expect CIAA to go out there and probably lead this. I'd expect them to be maybe third, top 3 of the men's at the end of the day.
Top 3. Connor?
Top 3, I think it's a little bit ambitious. I would expect them to be top 5 for sure. They got a really fast team in terms of rolls. I'm expecting them to be somewhere around a 220, and seeing that Sigget just rolled in at 218, I think that SECA is going to be ahead of them, Pika A, and a couple other teams are going to slot in. So I think they're going to be somewhere between 4th and 5th place.
We'll have to see, No one necessarily expected them one in the women's, but they did it there. Can they repeat that? And let's take a look right here. This hill 2, pretty close, but some really nice separation right there.
It's all around. I mean, for me, I would want to shove it right around there, but he decides to take it in, which is fine as long as you get a good shove, and he did. So, normally I would say the buggy's going to outroll the pusher on hill 2, shove it early once she's straightened out, but they did a nice job.
So let's go ahead and go over the rosters in this, the third of 9 heats for the men's. So Pika B, I already introduced them, but we'll do it again in case you forgot. Hill 1, Carter Scherer. Hill 2, Richie Spalding. Hill 3, Jackson Reed. Hill 4, Alex Dinatino. And Hill 5, Jack Shaven. The driver, Alicia Aya. And then in lane 1, CIAA. Hill 1, Nat Jeffries. Hill 2, Julian Trullier. Hill 3, Justin Foreman. Hill 4, Nick Takiowak. And Hill 5, Kevin Wang. The driver, Allison Lim. What shirt are you putting on this time, Connor?
If I know now, I brought you my Pica shirt. You can wear it tomorrow.
We got CIA here. How have the teams you've been wearing, how have they been faring? Are you a good luck charm or a bad luck charm? Should they keep doing that or not?
To be honest with you, I haven't been keeping track.
I don't know. I'm sure someone on these Buggy teams, there's some freshman marking it down.
You know, the one that I can remember, I wore an Apex shirt for the Apex heat. They did well on the women's side. Their B team, their A team, had that unfortunate issue with the brakes. So I was wearing a Spirit shirt too when they spun out. So maybe I should stop wearing them.
Yeah, just a warning to all you team chairs. Be careful giving Connor shirts.
Hey,
or send a shaman up here and change your luck.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, if you want to get some Buggy swag, they've got this table selling Buggy books and other sweepstakes gear right up here by the finish line. So get some new shirts and maybe donate some to the homeless guy here who keeps changing.
The more shirts, the merrier. I appreciate your donations.
And, in line with that, other free stuff, which is fun, go over to the alumni tent. They got donuts and coffee. And then also Joe's hot dog card, giving out free hot dogs courtesy of GoDaddy. So definitely want to check that all out. Imagine the teams are probably getting down pretty soon, pretty close to the start of this heat.
Yeah, we'll get the camera down there. This should be a fun heat to watch. Pica is going to roll this Buggy Raptor, which has been okay, but this, I think, lost 2 hatches and 1 free roll this week, or this spring. So hopefully keeps all the parts on there. And then CIA, again, rolling pretty strong. We'll see what they come with. It's up to CIA's push team, I think, at this point.
And maybe it's just, getting a little bit later in the day, people are waking up, but also it seems like the course is looking better and people are driving a bit smoother. Do you think it's because of adjustments, the weather conditions, a little bit of everything?
Well, I mean, we mentioned before, any driver that had a warm-up for a women's heat is going to feel better, and it's just going to get it a little bit easier for you. So if you have a chance to roll twice, you're probably going to do a little bit better. Of course, the speed gets faster, so it is more challenging.
The one that we've seen so far who rolled both a women's and a men's was Christina Williams for SIGEP. And that was probably the cleanest shoot line we have seen all day on Barracuda. So that practice on that women's race definitely helped her out.
For sure.
So just waiting to get some eyes there on the buggies down there.
Should be going soon. I am not Allison Lim.
I am not Alicia Ayat. All right, looks like the buggies are getting
And I
dropped
have a
down
name.
right there. You don't even have a name, Connor.
Hey.
Clear it out. And that is CIA A, I believe. Yep, and Pica B.
Oh, that is a big dude. That helps on hill 1, too.
This is one area you see CIA has really improved the quality of their pushes. Getting a little bit of separation right there on the hill 1. Pretty fast up over that hill.
Yeah, that's the king of hill 1 so far, just under 18 seconds.
Now hill 2 CIA separating a little bit more. Let's see how they get that shove and free roll. Took it a bit early.
Yeah, that's nice. I like when he did it right there. That's where I've coached someone to do it, too.
Just looking smooth. Nothing better than just the way the buggy kind of glides right there on the free roll. Yeah. The sun's coming out. Action's going good, but Pica not horribly far behind. It looks like CIA is gaining some space now.
And 27 seconds over the top of the hill for them. That's about a second and a half faster than they did last year on the front hills. Very similar to hill 1 time. So that hill 2 push-up was a big upgrade for them.
53 seconds on the stop sign. That's a nice stop sign time right there.
Fastest one today, yeah.
Yeah, 56 for Pica B. So they're, they're looking good too as well. Here we go into the chute. Pica gaining a little bit of ground right here.
Looks like it a little bit, huh?
Yeah. See how CIA takes it. Nice and tight line right there, and that's smooth right there through the chute.
See if Raptor can make it through.
No eyes yet on Pica. But CIA, that's about as good as you see in the chute right there.
Looks like a no. She's down there in the chute.
Yeah, it looks like something happened with Pica. We'll try and get a replay of that. But let's focus here on CIA. Just blasting through. These pushes are looking good.
Looks like a no.
3 to 4.
Yeah, it looks like something happened with Pica. We'll try and
I'm
get
thinking she
the replay
glanced at
back
Dale.
up.
I think so, too. She looked a little deep. She's been taking some deep lines, Raptor has, through the chute turn, so hadn't been a spinner much, but she was really kind of taking them wide. I guess she hit the downside bails while CIA is rocking.
They are just flying through here. 4-to-5 transition.
That's a 2:12-ish.
That's pretty nice for a Day1 time.
Yeah.
12 break.
Who said that?
I take my words back.
Well, let's see. They still got to do the cross. Got to have the hands on the push bar.
Needs all
But
that
this
good
is
stuff.
looking really nice for a finish. 209, 210, 211, 212, 213.05.
Yeah, that's a great job, and I'll have to look back in history to see what their best performances have been, but that's got to be up there in their top 5 or 6.
And you see how hyped they are coming down the hill right there. CIA, one of the biggest stories this year. Their ascension, they're looking great. Literally, the guys all shirts off there. Wonderful pushes. Nice roll. Not as good of a shoot as we've seen.
Yeah, I guess
Ben Hauser, wherever you are, you don't owe me lunch.
I guess the only thing to talk about now is, man, hope that they can pass the brake test. Failing those things is pretty. Usually we don't really think about it too much, but they do drop tests after every race, and
CIA's never had problems with that, luckily.
don't jinx them.
They got a furry out there.
Let's see if it releases.
Look good to me.
Good to me as well. Congrats, CIA. Wow.
Nice stuff, CIA. Let's see if we can maybe get some eyes on what happened in the shoot there with Pike. Not sure what exactly happened with Rapper. Never like to see it, when a buggy doesn't finish his, but like you guys said, it seems like maybe he plans the hay bale, something like that.
Yeah, you see, up in there, she was going pretty deep, and I think she just took the turn too much. And the reviews that I saw, I think she's down in here somewhere.
Let's see, that's just CIA's line, but that was a great line. Really nice there.
Yeah, have they spun? Has CIA spun that you can remember?
They had one spin my freshman year. They had a failure in the steering that caused a spin.
Yeah.
That was it. They really don't crash very often at all.
No.
If anything, it's a little bit of a wide line, hit the hay bales on the outside, but
And the heats just keep coming. Next one up, we have Spirit A, Sig FC, Apex B.
Oh, I can't wait to see Spirit A. I really hope Spirit A gets through that shoot turn and gets to finish and get a qualified time. I'd like to see them get back, and then especially because tomorrow's the Pika Spirit grudge match, so I want to see a bunch of old dudes pushing these things up and down the hill, and I want them to see Spirit, get back to really competitive. Back when I was a chairman, it was always Pika Spirit. Spirit had won 3 years in a row. We had a big challenge to face, and they were great. They had a really good organization. They were really into Buggy. They were leaders in Buggy, and I'd like to see them get back to there. They built a new Buggy this year. They're running new wheels. They're testing. So I want to see them get out there and get a nice time. I'd like to see them get like a 2:15 or a 2:14.
Well, take a look out there. When they put it all together, they get a pretty impressive squad out there. It's just about that shoot turns plagued them over the years. And always hope for the best with them. They're one of the, pun aside, they really do have some of the best spirit of any of the teams, just seeing the community and all that. So, I'm an impartial observer, but I always like to see Spirit do well. Let's go ahead and run through the rosters real quick. First up, Apex B is going to be in lane 3. They're Hill 1, Dmitry Slakovic. Hill 2, Calvin Chan. Hill 3, Connor Dixon. Hill 4, Jacob Rice. And Hill 5, Charles Scott Gerfin. The driver, Rachel Smith. Next up, Sig FC. Sig FC on Hill 1, Ernesto Acosta. Hill 2, Muhammad Ali. Hill 3, Matt Kelman.
Yeah,
Hill 4, John Bird. Hill 5, Ben Siegel. And their driver is going to be Nazil Uzgur. And then finally, Spirit A on Hill 1, Isaiah Edmonds. Hill 2, Jason Blakeney. Hill 3, Glenn Fillon. Hill 4, Phylon. Hill 4, Steven Scott. Hill 5, Malik Parker. And the driver, Shalina Giawoody.
So my sources say that Pika took that turn too wide and got a little bump into the bales, like kind of we were speculating. And it wasn't a very big bump. It looked like she was able to bounce off of it, but enough to kind of stop her down there. I don't think they finished the race.
always want to make sure the driver's okay, even in a minor crash like that. Speeds are going, anything can happen.
So what are we looking for here? It seems like it's probably be pretty clear Spirit up over the hill first. It's just really just about them rolling.
Like, I don't want to make Connor's head any bigger than it already is, but Apex is the dark horse here, and if they can challenge Spirit up and over, then it's going to make the race a big mess. I wouldn't expect Sig Ep to be too close, but I mean, they're a pretty strong brotherhood, so maybe they have a strong C team that could be a challenge for an Apex B team. Don't know. So I would put pretty much the whole house of cards will come down if Apex B decides to blow some wind around.
We'll see. They've been looking, pretty good earlier today. Obviously, a couple issues there, but in terms of push teams, in terms of the early hills, like what I've been seeing so far from Apex, waiting for the buggies to get out on the course and get things underway here. This is the 4th of 9 heats for the men's qualifiers. Again, the top 10 teams will make it through into the finals tomorrow.
Somebody's out there already.
It's like one buggy's out there already.
hope
Trying to
it's
just
a
get some
red
eyes over there.
Yeah, I hate to see when teams don't make it out, but right now we're going 8 minutes and we're on schedule, so it should be flowing pretty smooth down there.
This Apex B team, I don't know much about. A lot of these are new pushers. Calvin Chan on Hill 2, he's one of our founding members as well. So this is his last year. He's taken over for me on B team on Hill 2.
Is he better or worse than you?
Honestly, I don't know. We'll see today. I hope he's better for their sake.
Right?
Trying to get eyes down there at the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like Sig Ep is on the line right now, but they look like they're in, that's lane 2. It looks like they're in lane 1, but they're supposed to be in lane 2.
I'm expecting this to be a pretty clear-cut race. Spirit out front, Apex somewhere in the middle, and Sig Ep a little bit behind them.
Should be, right? Yeah.
Should be. Keyword.
But we've seen so much chaos, and
It's,
I'd just be happy to see, Apex finish this heat, no problems. We've had a lot of disqualifications over the last, 2 years. I got hit by a buggy my sophomore year, completely laid out, driver interference, DQ. We had a transition violation last year, and the drops earlier today. So
it's easy to fail in this game. Oh, they're right. Spirit's in lane 1, Sig Ep's in lane 2. Apex there is loading up in lane 3.
And Isaiah Edmond on Hill 1, he was there Hill 3 last year and did an unbelievable job pushing up before Hill 3 and put up one of the fastest times of the day.
That Spirit Hill 1 pusher is a beast. Good gravy. Size of that guy.
Give it some silence so we can listen here for the starting gun. Apex mechanics clear. And here we go.
Almost false started.
They almost hit on the women's race too, I saw that earlier.
Apex coming out with a really nice hill one right here, but
guys taking
Isaiah Edmonds,
Sig Ep's right
huge
there, though.
pushes.
They've got different wheel compound on this buggy too.
Some big separation right there. Jason Blakeney flying into that hill too. A lot of speed coming.
Yeah, they went with the big white urethane wheels as opposed to the black that the girls ran with this morning. Maybe that's going to be their saving grace to get through the shoot turn. Great.
Ton of separation
It's
right
tight
there.
between Apex and Sig Ep up there.
Yeah, it
Yeah, look
still
at
is tight right now going into this free roll. Spirit A, great on those first 2 hills. That looked really good.
Looking like a sub 18-second hill 1 time too. I think he's the king right now.
And of course with them, it's always about the free roll and the shoot. Gonna make that stop sign time about 54?
Yeah.
Been a second behind CIA, but I would expect their push team to be a little bit stronger on the back hill. So if they can make it through here, I think they are going to be fighting with CIA for that spot.
Let's see right here. Coming through a little early on that shoe flag. Tight line.
Nice.
And they're able to get it through.
Spirit.
And here we are now. It comes to the back hills with Spirit. Trying to get a top time to get on to the second day.
That's my boy Glenn Filan right there.
Oh man, he got dusted a little bit. Apex has made up some ground there too.
Apex looks like they had a pretty nice one right through there. So let's see what's the time we can get with the Spirit. Transition right there, 3 to 4.
I will never understand how that buggy is fast.
Wait, what's the time?
5 pounds.
Who, Apex?
Yeah.
Spirit just crushing it here on hill 4.
That's another big deal. I tell you, if you can be big on these buggies, it helps a lot because it gives you a lot of leverage on that buggy.
And here we are, the 4 to 5. Let's see what we can get with Spirit. The transition here coming at about 158.
They lost a bit in that free roll there.
Yeah.
A little bit of time off there, but he is
Surprised to see how
flying.
close Apex is.
Yeah, Apex looking good with their PT pushers, really.
Hey,
Let's see, it's going to look about a 220.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
See it as we're crossing right here, 217, 218, 219,
Nice hill 5 time.
259. Really nice hill 5 there by Spirit. Here comes Apex.
that push bar.
He's got the push bar right there, 228.7.
Good time for a B team.
Right about what they did last year.
And Sig right behind that.
About a 235.
Good times from everyone there.
Yeah, they're starting to push a little bit better there. I do think that they made a wheel change on that buggy. I'm pretty sure they wanted to run those other ones, which I think were rolling a little bit faster for them. That buggy didn't really go super fast in the free roll, but made it around and they finished.
Yeah, I wish they may have had a little more time in there. That's something they can think about tomorrow, when really everything's on the table. But you think that's probably going to be a good enough time to get them on to day 2.
Yeah, I mean, looking at last year, let's say SDCD was 10th with a 230. I'm thinking maybe the cutoff's probably around 225 today.
Now, if I'm Apex, I want to talk to my driver right now and see, was there any contact with SIGAP? We couldn't see it, they didn't have it on the screen, but they were very close coming up into that hill.
Let's see who we have on board. Next, Fringe A, CIA B, Fidel A. Early seeing Fringe A, in the 5th heat. Used to seeing them as one of kind of the last couple of teams to roll.
Yeah, and that's that's been changing a little bit as they look at the rankings from the previous year. This heat should be no problem. The only thing really don't know too much is really what Fidel's going to bring to the party. This is their first year competing with KDR's old buggy, so I don't think anyone's going to expect them to run with like a 210, but it is an A team. Usually with a group of guys, you can maybe get a couple 5 fast dudes to run with you, so maybe they're pretty good up the front hills. Who knows?
Yeah, and that's all it can take sometimes, just to get a little agitation to the team in lane 1, cause them to lose some seconds. Again, not the final, so it won't necessarily be the end of the world, but sometimes if you're one of these teams, kind of the upstarts, half the battle is just to kind of shake things up for the competition.
Yeah, right. I don't know, it's a really fun event to be in, and like Connor was saying, there's so many ways you could fail, so, I give my hats off. There is, I mean,
that should be our new motto at CMU.
There is, it's a minefield out there of judges, and I mean, there's course judges all over, you sneeze the wrong way, and they're going to disqualify you for something, so it's a hard sport to get into and to stay in. It's expensive, it takes time, it takes effort, so, hats off to Fidel for getting a program going. I think they picked a really good buggy to start with, too. The biggest problem that this buggy has had is that they used to lose the front hatch when they hit a bump. All the time. So screw the hatch on and you're good to go. But the buggy's been solid. It's not a spinning buggy. It fits all those Zuder wheels or the urethane wheels. It's going to run for them and it's going to be okay. You could probably go out there with some decent athletes and minimal prep and roll a 220.
KDR's put up a 216 with that buggy before, so you can definitely put a good time up with it.
All right, well, we'll see what Fidel does. Let's go ahead and see who is going to be out there pushing for them, who those athletes are. On Hill 1, it's John Cutlip. Hill 2, Jeff Chan. Hill 3, John Haddad. Hill 4, Matthew Gray. And Hill 5, Max Kaplan. The driver, Sarah DeLuty. Then next up, we're going to have CIA-B. Maybe they make some noise here. On Hill 1, they have Daniel Tabrizi. Hill 2, Groshen Shen. Hill 3, Luis Hernandez. Hill 4, Philip Garrison. And Hill 5, Knut Haraldson. The driver, Amy Hung. And then finally, in lane 1, Fringe A. Hill 1, Carlton Chang. Hill 2, Graham Harvey. Hill 3,
Why don't we have that
Paul
camera angle more often?
Chow.
I like it.
Hill 4, Jake Sherless. And Hill 5, Ivan Otero. The driver, Gillian Rosen.
Yeah, and it's a great look at Perrin, who's run for a long time. They still calling it Perrin?
I think they did not change the name like
That's very respectful.
Tridelt did.
That's
Sorry.
nice. But decent looking buggy. You see, the thing has no problem. I think they got extra tape on that hatch to make sure it doesn't come off. But I agree with Connor. This is a great view of the start line. You can see the staggered start there. They're out there pretty early. They don't want to DQ. I actually thought Apex was getting pretty close to the 5-second rule in that last one. They knew what they were doing. They definitely had the 5 seconds, but the rule is you can't be the only person that can be touching that buggy 5 seconds before the gun is that pusher. So your mechanics have to get the thing on the ground, and Apex was close, and I was hoping they weren't going to get burned on it. They didn't, which was good, but it makes me nervous because, again, it's another way to get disqualified. So oddly enough, that was a Piker rule because Pike used to hang the buggy right at the very last second, drop the buggy on the ground, and some of their mechanics, the carry-out guys, were in the way of the other team's pushers. So like, there have been many anti-Piker rules put in place because the creative ways they try to succeed. So.
Looking at this heat here, Fringe has, again, a lot of carryover from last year. Graham Harvey here on Hill 2, he pushed for them his freshman-sophomore year, took a year off last year, but he's back now. Very fast. He's going to give him a great Hill 2. I think this is going to be one of their better free rolls in the last couple of years because of that. Charlton on Hill 1, he's proven himself to be a solid pusher. Not a king of the hill contender, but going to give them a respectable time for sure. And then their back hills. That's where they're lacking a little bit compared to when they were rolling a 205 with Bonsai a couple of years ago. So here we go. Everybody's on the line.
There we go. And do you think CIAB going to make any noise here in lane 2?
I guess.
Any trouble?
I think they're a wild card. I don't know. It depends what Fidel does.
I got to say they're competing for a day 2 time, though. I mean.
All right, well, all these questions and more will be answered. They're underway right here. Fringe exploding right there.
Oh, yeah, he's taking off.
You're going to see some major separation right here. CIAB, though, Buggy got away from him a little bit. Had a pretty nice push there.
I think I might have motivated Charlton by telling him he wasn't going to win King of the Hill.
I think Fringe just got King of the Hill.
That was a real nice Hill 1 right there. Pretty deep Hill 2 push right there, but smooth push at that. Looking pretty nice getting into that roll. And a bunch of separation between them.
Fringe has to be pretty happy with that. Hill 2 gave him a great shove, and they got pretty deep with the 2, and it was smooth, no bumps or anything.
Really clean right there. It's a smooth rolling Buggy.
CIA is right there, though.
Yeah, no, CIAB. Well, look at the separation at the stop sign time.
She's hauling.
Yeah, Fringe A, 53 seconds.
Took a wide last time, too. I think they're avoiding the bump that's in there.
Yeah, 57 seconds right there for CIAB. So about 4 seconds separating.
Yeah, but she's got some speed going there. Yeah, she's moving.
This is the speed I like to see from Fringe Buggies.
Nice.
Pretty clean turn right there.
Yeah, they've been pretty solid.
Really nice job at the end to avoid that pothole, coming tight. Still a fair bit of momentum coming with that Buggy in the Hill 3. Oh, I just missed it.
Look at
CIAB coming through the chute right there. And now it's all about the pushers. Who's got the effort? Who's got the heart to get over the hill first?
I love it. Too bad CIA's on all the potholes.
CIAB maybe a half second behind right there. Fringe can smell them on their tails, trying to get some separation there, and it looks like this is probably the difference between an A team and a B team. Fringe A, good body positioning there, just kind of staying in front of CIA here on the Hill 4.
But I think it's much closer than we thought it was going to be with CIAB next to Fringe A.
And let's see that 4 to 5 transition.
CIAB. Dropped about a 222, 223.
They want to make day 2, don't they?
That's not just making day 2, that's pushing for the trophy.
Fringe A getting a little bit more separation here, but not even. CIAB, this is going to be a photo finish almost. 218.6, and they're going to come across right there. That's about a 220 by CIAB.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's terrific. I mean, I love to see those guys. Hey, go back to the camera. I get another team coming through.
Where's Fidel? Go back to the finish line. Fidel, props to them. It looks like they got through. Yep.
I don't see a Fidel Buggy coming up here yet from my video. That's Fringe, isn't it? That's Fringe.
That's Fringe right there. That's
Fringe.
Bisa with a nice new paint job. No more peeling.
Yes, it came through.
Trying to look out for Fidel there. Pretty impressive.
They were less than 250.
Yeah.
I know that.
3 years old now.
Fidel as a group.
Yeah, I think so.
So hey, good roll by Fringe.
Hey, there's Parrot.
Amazing roll by CIAB.
Yeah.
Overachieving. And congratulations, Fidel, for, I think, making it through on your first carnival.
Congrats. And the year of CIA kind of continues. Very impressive today so far.
Yeah, and that roll showed a couple things that I think are very impressive. It showed CIA's depth in push team, which is starting to look like SDC. Thanks, Casey, you're the best. And that depth, because they can pull from whoever they want, and they're developing people. They've got a great depth in a push team, and they've got solid buggies that they've been working. When they came out with Icarus came out first, I think, right? And then they matched it with Equinox. Andy didn't like these buggies, but they're clearly doing the right things with those things. They're getting them fast enough, and they put the wheels in together. So, they're the new SDC.
Wow. Bold statement right there. Let's see, who do we have next? This should be.
They got a win before we call them the new
Yeah.
SDC.
I'm sorry. They're what SDC was before SDC got good. How's that?
We'll go with that.
They're the up-and-comer independent group that's got a huge team, lots of depth, and they're figuring things out.
In terms of SDC, they're going to be up here. Their B team, who puts up some pretty impressive times. SDC B, Spirit B, CIA D, going to be going here. And we might have some excitement, you think, in the first couple hills just between the pushers of the two squads. Imagine Spirit may be able to make some noise, just fast hill 1, fast hill 2, make SDC a little bit uncomfortable. But overall, you think this is probably SDC's race, right?
It should be, but again, the question is, how much is SEC going to open up the floodgates to get down the hill ahead of Spirit and then go ahead and push it through that turn? Even on good days, in free rolls, SEC has had some trouble getting through the shoot turn. So the day's getting better, but it's not a guarantee for that buggy to get through it. So we'll have to see what happens there. And Spirit B, man, if those guys are pumped up and they can challenge STC's push team, it's going to get messy. Like this is one of the ones I've started up too. This could be a fun heat.
Yep. It's got a little chilly. Clouds came down. That changed things. You just changed your shirt. Are you in Spirit this time? All right. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and meet the squads real quick. CIAD, Hill 1, Michael Chin. Hill 2, Andrew Sun. Hill 3, Peter Godofsky. Hill 4, Stowe Hammerberg. And Hill 5, Yinghua Zhang. The driver is going to be Shannon Lee. In lane 2, we're going to have Spirit B. Spirit B in Hill 1 is Wesley Jones. Hill 2, Miles Blodnick. Hill 3, Jordan Marion. Hill 4, Roberto Andaya. Hill 5, Alvin Bongo. And the driver, Sussy Romolaru. And then finally, in lane 1, SDCB. Hill 1, Jai Gos. Hill 2, Benjamin Chen. Hill 3, Alex Yang. Hill 4, Christopher Kwan. And Hill 5, Andrew Nadig. The driver, Elizabeth G.
And we saw Rage earlier have troubles getting through the chute, so we'll see what happens.
And that's the thing, is you see the buggy kind of get through, and that's kind of to me the biggest wild card in this whole race. Especially if she's in front and then and disrupts Spirit, then it's going to be a mess.
Should have put Bane on B team.
All right. Why don't you go tell him that?
I already did.
Trying to take a look down there at the start line. Should be getting underway with this pretty soon. And then after this is heat number 6 of 9, pending some re-rolls. I think we're going to see 2 women's for sure, Final A, Fringe C, and really exciting stuff coming up in the next 3. The next heat for the men is insane. We'll talk about
This is going to get great. Yeah, this is where it gets really
this one, I think the front hills could have some excitement here, so stay tuned. Buggy's getting ready to get on the course. Just cool down a little bit. Does that change anything for them?
Not for Spirit. Spirit rocks.
Good.
There's 2 old guys walking that were like Spirit pushers and guys that when I was in college. So
they're not even looking at you.
I know.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, we like to have fun here. All right, looks like all the buggies are down. Sussy Romelaru. Love it. It's a great name.
Oh man, that CIAD pusher is pumped. Look at him. He can hardly contain himself. Look at that. This raw energy.
We'll see if we got some costumes here. They've been employing
This is the best angle added to the race day in a long time.
Get ready for things to get going. And we're off.
You see? This is where it gets
Flying up
crazy,
the hill
man.
one.
Spirit runs up over the hill. This is going to be a scene. Spirit's way in front. They got 2 buggy length lead in hill 2 to hill 1. Or in lane 1, lane 2 to lane 1.
Not a bad transition there either.
Right here. Nice transition. Let's see this push.
Spirit's
We're gonna
way
have some
in front.
wow.
There's 3
Lots of
buggy lengths in
distance
front.
right there. And this is going to be an interesting free roll, ladies and gentlemen. SDCB.
SDC caught up a lot of time on
coming,
hill 2
yeah,
there.
Oh, yeah,
right
that's a
behind
good
him there.
show.
But again, Spirit A didn't roll great through the free roll. Let's
gonna be
see
a pass. You know
what
it.
SDC does. You imagine they're going to pass with their buggy technology.
Poke her nose out to the left. She's hunting us like chunks.
Oh man. And this gets crazy. She's going to the outside to try to pass. It's going to get really tight if she gets the first transition flag, and she's there.
And we'll see. Spirit still keeping that lead, about 57 seconds on the
She should cut over to the
stop sign
inside.
time.
Pass her on that side of the
Look at
road.
it.
And let's see.
bad
This is real
news.
tight. And Spirit maintaining that lead in front. Oh, wow. This is tight in the chute. Oh, man. Oh, man. I got butterflies. An SDC. Oh, we got contact. Wow. That was neck and neck. And you got to hope everybody's all right there. We'll get some people on site to check that out. That was...
You could see it coming. Well, as soon as Spirit beat him up and over, you just didn't know when it was going to happen.
Oh, man.
We'll see. Imagine they're going to put the stop right there on CIA. And, big thanks to EMS, always out here helping, making sure everybody's safe, everybody's doing all right. So definitely want to thank them. And
Now, Rage hit the bales hard.
Yeah, well, they both hit pretty hard, so hopefully these girls
That
are
was-
strapped in and protected right.
that was close and crazy as anything I've ever seen in the shoot.
I would never want to put Rage in a spot where they had to modify their line like that, because it hasn't worked out well on their own line, let alone when they have to modify for another buggy. I'm not sure what the Rage driver could have done except hit the brakes, but I would never teach a driver to do that, so it's just unfortunate. The way it looked to me is that Rage was in front, and there was contact, and the rule says that she has to make a successful pass to go through there, and the judge will determine it.
I don't know if we're going to get a replay on this. I think that Rage was, ahead in terms of the whole course, but I don't think Spirit could see her where she was. It looked to me like Rage hit the Spirit buggy somewhere around the back axle. Mm-hmm. So that's something where Spirit really could not have done anything to avoid it. In that situation, unfortunately, it is SDC's job to stay. Here we go.
See, I thought SDC got in front, but see, it looks like she's in front.
They're right in front, but it's...
But she has to make a clean pass.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that looks like the SDC driver didn't completely make that pass and get clear of the Spirit buggy. But again, I don't think there's anything she could have done. I think she was going to be moving from the right to the left because of the way that buggy handles. Yeah. And the poor Spirit driver, there's nothing she could do. She basically got sandwiched into the bales.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Spirit driver was just, she was following her line. She wasn't doing anything wrong. And then, Rage came in on the inside. All of a sudden, she probably saw it last minute. I bet you she tapped on the brakes a little bit.
It looks like they're clapping. Driver getting out there.
She's up. She's got her hands up. She's all right, everyone.
Awesome.
Alrighty. And that's great to see. I mean, competition's competition, but don't want anyone getting hurt. That was...
Yeah, I don't think the Spirit saw that
right there.
No.
If you haven't done it as a chairman, the drivers only have to see 45 degrees to the right and to the left. So even if you're side by side, you don't know the buggy's there. So she didn't see that SDC buggy until it's like she's almost through her shirt turn. And she's trying to make sure she's not going to slide. Next thing you know, this big red streak pushes you into the bales.
Yeah.
I'd imagine her heart's still pumping.
Wow. My pulse got going there. Oh my. Glad to see everyone's all right there. I guess we might be getting a re-roll there for CIAD.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes, and I think they have a little bit of time.
And that's going to shake things up, because you'd think potentially both Spirit B and SDC B could have been Day 2 teams.
Absolutely.
Who do you think maybe jumps up there and takes advantage of that?
I'm sorry, it's the women's,
time,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
where are the men's time?
I haven't found it yet.
Huh.
So, I knew that heat was going to be messy, but you really don't know where it's going to go. And then what doors does it open? We have to look at the leaderboard, like he's saying, and see what's there. But I mean, you got SIGEP A, PICA A, SDC A.
There we go.
So CIA is in front with a 213, Fringe A 218, SIGEP B 218, Spirit A 219. See right there, there's that big gap, a 6-second gap between 5 and 6.
I think it helps out SDC C, SIGEP C, and to a lesser extent SIGNU A.
I mean, really, like it's SIGEP, PICA A, and SDC A, they're bigger challenges at themselves against the shoot turn, right?
Yeah.
I think SIGEP is going to put up a solid time. I'm expecting to see like a 210 for them.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect them to be in the lead after this heat.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit concerned about the top of the hill on this one.
Okay.
Between the Apex and SIGEP push teams, I'm surprised that they're going to let this race go off this way. With 2A teams like this, especially with Apex putting up that 220 time last year. Unfortunately, Jeff Chen, who's going to push Hill 1 and probably would have been king of the hill this year, he pulled a hamstring last week at a track meet, so he won't be able to go today. but they have a replacement who's also on the track team as well, Kirchman. It's his 4th year pushing for us, and
Why don't you just call yourself Track Team A?
he joined the track team after joining us. So.
Yeah,
Most of them are soccer guys.
let's. I think this is going to be pretty exciting. SIGAP A, last year's really kind of their feel-good story. Great finish there. Couldn't quite do enough to make that jump, but year after year after year, we're talking about, is it SIGAP's year? Yeah. A little bit quieter this year, but they've built a really nice program. So it'll be good to see them out there. So let's go ahead and go through the rosters real quick. We can do a little more analysis after that. So in lane 3, we're going to have Fringe D. Fringe D for Hill 1 is going to be Pritam Armancharla. Hill 2, Ashi Shah. Hill 3, Aditya Krishna. Hill 4, Andy Birla. And Hill 5, Isaac Shelby. The driver, Helen Kim. For Apex A, in Hill 1, we're going to have Alec Kirchman. Hill 2, Roberto Jaime. Hill 3, Ian Rosado. Hill 4, Harrison Landis. Hill 5, Brandon Peck. The driver, Pollock Pujara.
There we go.
And finally, Sig Ep A. On Hill 1, Shay Seeley. Hill 2, Zach Anderson. Hill 3, the Turkish Terror, Alp Airbud. Hill 4, Anthony Corletti. And Hill 5, Xavier Contreras. Their driver, Sushma Narayan.
Now this year they've got Kraken going with a new steering system as compared to last year. They went from the Ackerman steering back to a wagon steering like they had in Barracuda. We'll see how it goes. We didn't get to see them on their women's race, so we aren't sure how it's going to roll. Barracuda has been rolling well today, though, so if they're on the same wheels, which we would fully expect them to be, I can see a good time out of them. Yeah. SIGAP B, their Hill 2, Zach Anderson, he's an absolute monster. He made me look like a clown every time I raced him. And the rest of their team is very solid as well.
They got a great back hill squad this year. Corletti's experienced. You were mentioning about Contreras. He's fast on 5, so I think a lot of it for them is going to be how they start out here. How much noise can Apex make to disrupt them potentially to shake up those standings.
And I'm really concerned about Ember. How is it going to roll? Are the brakes going to rub again? Are they going to have an issue with drops after the race?
Right.
This is a big deal for them.
So I'm not sure where we are with the with rolling. We were on time until that, and so we're probably going to be about a minute or two behind the schedule. We were supposed to start about a minute ago, so we'll hopefully see when they come on out and get the time rolling.
Yeah, hopefully it's not quite as exciting as last race, but I think there's a lot of potential, like you were saying, front hills here for some closeness. So keep an eye on that.
I'm getting text messages from fans out in the crowd telling me to stick with the shirt.
Stick with just one shirt, or asking you to take your shirt off?
They're telling me to stick with the shirt, but I gotta put it out there. I'm keeping it up.
There you go.
You want a shirt? You want a shirt?
Oh, I got shirts, man.
This is family-friendly programming, guys. Come on.
I'm just taking my vest off.
No comment.
Oh,
all right, let's get some buggies on the screen.
Here, have yourself an Apex shirt.
No way.
Oh boy. We're having too much fun.
How about Will? You want one?
Me? Yeah, I'll never turn down a free anything.
What do we got for you? What do we got?
I don't know.
I got something.
Sweet. This is great. Speaking of free stuff, check out the alumni tent. They got all kinds of free swag. Whoa, wow. Nearly took the headset off. Check out the alumni tent. They got all kinds of free swag, as well as free donuts, free coffee. Joe's hot dog cart giving out free hot dogs, courtesy of GoDaddy. So if you like free, go ahead and check that out over there. Also, Buggy merch tent around there. You want to get some Buggy gear, support Buggy, definitely check that out. So all kinds of fun stuff here at Carnival. It's been a good morning. Save for probably SDC B and Spirit B drivers there, but other than that, really exciting Buggy action thus far.
Yeah,
we're having fun up here.
But not only having fun, I'm just glad we raced today. I hate when they cancel. I'm glad that the weather cleared up. It's just so much of a fun event.
Taking a look here, trying to see, what sort of delay we are on. You're listening here, WRCT Pittsburgh 88.3. You're also checking it out, CMU TV. You can always live stream it, cmutv.org. Tune in as well on WRCT. Got to give a big thanks to Buggy Alumni Association. Put together a ton of great stuff to really help us out. Check out their website, buggyalumni.org. They got updated leaderboards there. Let's actually take a second and read through the leaderboard, given what we see now.
Is it scrolling on the bottom?
It
Yeah,
is
but it's
scrolling.
wrong on there. They don't have CIA in
Yeah,
there.
so CIAA, I see them in first with a 238. Pica A behind them, 243. SDCA, 244.
Women's.
Those are women's. All right. I was like, that's completely wrong. All right. All right. CIAA also in first place for men's, but they're at a 213. Fringe A behind them, 218.599. SIGEP B just behind them, 218.856. Spirit A, 219.587. So that's just a crazy logjam. CIA B, 220.821. So, 1.3 seconds separating 2 through 5.
Yeah.
That's going to be a pretty wild day, too, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Some exciting heats there, and it looks like we're getting some buggies down on the course.
Everyone's out. We're going to have a full heat.
Awesome.
2 more heats remain after this, and then, of course, some re-rolls. SIGEP A, Apex A, Fringe D. All right, the mechanics clearing the course. And here we are with Hill 1.
Yeah, I'd expect SIGEP A to take off on here, and they're doing pretty good. And of course, Apex B is going to run amok and make a mess of it.
Yep, and they're right now neck and neck right here on this Hill 1. Obviously, being in lane 1 helps out a little bit. But this is going to be interesting going into that Hill 2. Pretty nice transition right there by SIGEP, getting a little bit more separation, but
Like I said, Zach Anderson's a monster.
Yeah, they're both pretty fast, right around 17.
big push.
interesting early push right there
Ember
by
just-
Apex A.
I think Ember caught air.
Wow. And SIGEP, smart driving right there, keeping in front. These buggies pretty much neck and neck. It's going to be about, how much speed they can pick up here in the
Ember's
free
gonna fall
roll and
back after
starting
that
to separate.
And
Right.
it's too bad. She was in a good spot. She was drafting, but you see it opening up now because she just lost too much speed on that.
Let's take a look here through the stop sign, 54 seconds. A little behind CIA. I think they're at about a 52. But let's see what happens here with the shoot.
Ooh,
Yeah, a little wobble there, huh?
she was never
Through
choosing
right
to
there
get
to
that
the
bail.
flag. A little bit of a wide turn right there, but coming in
That's
pretty
really nice.
nice
That's
right
really
there.
nice.
That's a really nice line. I like what they're taking there, kind of between that row of
Yeah.
potholes, and that's a ton of speed coming into Hill 3. And Alp here to pick it up. Really nice, grabbing it in stride right there. And again, SIGEP, good back hill pushers. Let's see how that helps out with their time. Alp just flying right there.
Apex didn't roll, I think, as quite as high as I would have liked to have seen, but their Hill 3 pushing her down and got him pretty good.
This buggy definitely needs some work before it's really A-team worthy. I think they should have rolled Phoenix A-team again.
SIGEP is hauling, though. They're looking pretty solid.
Yeah, they're looking good on these back hills. See right here on that 4-5 transition, where that's going to put them on the leaderboard.
They're going to be fighting with CIA for the top spot here.
And Contreras just flying
Yeah, it's
right
up
here.
to him.
I think Apex will probably be somewhere around 220, 221, very similar to last year.
That dude is fast.
He is flying right here, and yeah, it's going to be neck and neck right there between them and CIA,
Holy
looking
cow.
to be a little bit faster. That is a crazy Hill 5. 213.24.
Oh, he's down.
Fell a little bit there. Apex coming in, and they're putting up a pretty nice time on the board. 221, 222.42. Put them in about 7th, I think, right now.
We're looking for Fringe D.
Looking for Fringe, spinning around. And they're there. So that unofficial time puts SIGEP about 0.2 seconds behind CIA. That put them in second. Looking at that, Fringe D coming back through. So CIA holding on to that top spot.
If Apex can make it back tomorrow, I think they can gain at least a second or two just if they avoid that pothole up on the top of Hill 2.
Yeah, that
It really hurt their free roll.
that really hurt some speed right there, and we might have had kind of a similar situation to what we saw with Spirit and SDC there had they not hit that pothole. So
Well, it's interesting as Fringe crosses here with their 315 that, lane selection used to be a lot about kind of where you're going to get into that turn, but it looks like almost everybody in lane 3 is hitting that pothole. Some in lane 2 are too, based upon what they're getting there. So lane selection for day 2 is going to be huge. It goes down basically, and you can sort of pick, and they massage it to make sure there's no conflicts, and they check the times. But if you're stuck in lane 3, you're not really happy. You'd rather be in lane 2, if at all possible. Lane 1's primary.
If I get put out in lane 3 and I'm a chairman for a team, I'm making a run to Home Depot tonight.
Yeah, right. Not that that's legal, and it would really do that. What Connor meant to say.
I'm sticking by it, man.
So there you see, she hit that
my
huge
God.
pothole, and I think the whole buggy was airborne, and it's just in a horrible spot because you're there, you make that turn, and you want to give that shove, and you shove her right when you hit that, takes away all that energy.
She was definitely trying to avoid cracking. I think she was worried that if she had stayed avoiding that pothole, she was going to go right into the back of her.
Yep.
So she avoided it. I don't know. It might have been a better decision to go in behind Kraken, hit the brakes, and call for a reroll.
I hit the brakes. So that hill 1 looked really good, but for SIGAP, 17.3 is about what I got. So they're getting faster and faster, all these teams. No one's really been surprisingly slow. So Apex A, though, I think was right there with them. So Apex stacking their hill 1 to make sure they're being challenging there. And it's funny, you almost want to think about, can you put those athletes somewhere else so that maybe you give a little space. But again, it's going to look at the hill 1 times for who you're going against, and knowing, hey, if you have, if you go against the best hill 1 out there and you're a second slower, it wouldn't be a factor. The other buggy wouldn't be in the way.
Next heat coming up here, second to last. Pika A, Spirit C, CIAC. You think this probably looks good for Pika just in terms of being able to have some space up over the hill.
Yeah, this will be interesting too. We want to see Banshee make it through the turn so she doesn't go ahead and hit like she did last year. And so they're looking at times right now, and they're going to go ahead and think, well, maybe we can go and not have to worry about going super fast, and maybe make sure we ensure that she gets through that shoot turn and not hit the bail. So you want to go to day 2. Pika losing their B team is pretty painful.
Yep.
So they want to make sure they get a day 2 team in there, and they want to be competitive. So we'll see how it goes and see how much work they put into it. I don't see a lot of issues from Spirit C to Pika, but Spirit C to CIAC,
that'll be the back end of this should be pretty exciting.
could be messy.
Let's go ahead and meet the C team. For CIA first, they're going to be in lane 3. We have on hill 1 Keith Young, hill 2 Carl Glazer, hill 3 Reed Long, hill 4 Pat Mead, and then hill 5 Thomas Swayze. The driver for CIA, Bao Bao Song. Going up in lane 2, we have Spirit C. On hill 1, Olanraju Adetola. Hill 2, Abdul Kabir Dansalami. Hill 3, John Bailey. Hill 4, Jose Ventimilla. Hill 5, Ryan Flood. And their driver is Feasopi Quadri. And then finally, Pika A in lane 1. Hill 1, Gabriel Renna. Hill 2, Avinash Patel. Hill 3, Eugene Zidamurski. Hill 4, Charles Krosky. And Hill 5, Douglas O'Connell. The driver, Anna Zhang.
This will be fun to watch. CIA is already out on the line. They're ready to go. They're pumped up. This guy who's not wearing a cape looks a little bit more enthused than their D pusher. I wouldn't say he's bristling with excitement. But we're waiting to see Spirit and Pika come on out. Here comes Spirit.
And Pika's been a team that's been making some noise this year. SIGAP, took the top Greek time last year. And probably better than anyone, Andy, Pika wants it back. It looks like they may be in a position to do it.
It is a big matter of pride for them. They're challenged with working on the new house, developing their brotherhood while they're doing, getting back in the program again too. So hopefully they can show something better this year, get through and make it day 2 and be really more competitive. It does bother them. They want to be the best Greek house. They want to be number 1. Anything that's not a win is a loss. So second place for them is considered disappointment.
We'll see. They're starting to roll it out here. Looking pretty serious. Again, the time to beat right now is 2:13.037 CIA in first place.
Yeah, SIGEP is behind CIA with a 213.2 if you didn't update that. Yeah.
Yep.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I'm excited for tomorrow. But we still have a bit more racing to do today. The buggies are on the course, and they're off. Pika coming up pretty strong here on this hill 1.
Yeah, Spirit's pretty strong right now. They're ahead of CIA.
But Pika, a lot of separation right here. Looking to their transition.
That's going to be king.
That's fast. He was under 17 seconds. He didn't look that fast.
Avalanche.
Ooh, that's a mess.
That's going to hurt their free roll.
Yeah, the hill 2 shove really put some side movement into that. She slid out the back end a little bit.
We'll see, that may be costly there.
And again, this would be a good confidence builder if they can roll pretty good and still make it through the turn and come with a good time. But really, they're just looking to make it a day 2 at this point.
Let's take a look here at their stop sign time. 51 seconds, even with that hill 2 push. I think that might be fastest of the day.
Fastest of the day so far. Here comes the big deciding factor. Spirit's doing pretty good back there, but not anywhere close.
And here we go. The ever important shoot flag. Coming in.
She's through.
And that's a nice line right there. Little bit of wobble right at the end there, but they're going through.
Now, here's what we don't know. We don't know what Pika's backhills look like. They weren't around last year, so even if these guys are carryovers, we don't know what their talent level is.
Yep. So he was a little deeper, I'm sure, than he wanted. And that's a longer hill 3 that he's going to want to have.
He lifted the tail up.
He's lifting the tail up. So, again, that's what I think is some of the sloppiness and not having tons and tons of rolls.
Yeah.
It looks like we have a spin there. It looks like it's
Spirit.
So sad.
Let's see, they're cruising right here in that hill 4.
Poor CIA going to have to break behind all these and re-roll all day.
I don't see big wheels. Like, there we go. There's Icarus.
Yep. Hill 4 to 5 transition right there.
It's
They're
gonna be
trucking right now.
But it's going to be right in there with 212, 213. So
Yeah.
it's going to be really
It's going to
close
be
up top.
very crowded up here at the top of this leaderboard.
Doug has pushed for them in the past. He was on their B team last year. He's usually about a 22, 23 second hill 5.
So let's see right here. 10, 11, 12, 13,
He missed the bar.
13.88.
He missed the bar.
Did he miss that?
He did not have his hand on the bar when the nose of that buggy crossed the line.
We'll have to get the
We've got
replay
to get a
on that.
replay right there.
He didn't seem like he was that far away. He should have done it.
Was that the CIA? Did they make it through?
I guess they made it through.
Somehow.
Good for them.
CIAC finds a way.
CIAC is going to put up a sub 240 time.
CIA's.
They're having an unbelievable race day.
Wow.
Yep, 238.
All right, let's try and see if we can get a replay on that push bar with Pika.
Yeah, if I was going to replay the whole thing there, just little mistakes. A hill 2
Yeah.
shove was sliding. She was a little squirrely through the turn. The hill 3 pickup wasn't great. Hill 5, if he's not on the bar, and hopefully he was, but these are the things that come from practice. You got to get out there and practice. And saying it's too cold and for free rolls, this is what's going to happen. You got to get out there every stinking Saturday and Sunday.
Let's see if we can get eyes on that. Here we go. Slow motion.
There he is. There's the nose. And then he got his hand on it after a cross. That's a DQ.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stop it right there, and you can see he missed it. About half a buggy's length.
Oh, my. Oh.
That's painful.
That is. And after, because if he's able to go across there, you got to feel pretty good if you're Pika, right? With all those mistakes still at a 213.8 or so. And
no, they probably had 2 or 3 seconds to pick up. And,
that is heartbreaking.
And it hurts now they have no B team to even play with because B team didn't make it through.
Right.
And so,
no B, no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pike is going to have to hang their hat on the women's team tomorrow.
That's terrible.
Yep.
There's a grudge match.
And so, again, another team that we'd expect up there. We don't see Pika A. We don't see Pika B, SDC B, Spirit B. So who's moving up? Apex, Connor, not to jinx anything, they're looking all right. If we look at this leaderboard.
No, if they pass drops, which we don't know about.
That's right, but you have CIA A, SIGEP A, Fringe A, SIGEP B, Spirit A, CIA B, Apex A, SDCC, SIGEP C, and SIG New A.
But
in 10.
I'm going to put it to you this way. If SDC is any trouble in the shoot, CIA is #1 today.
That's nuts.
It's completely nuts. I mean, and SDC is a strong team, but I would say the same thing. They have to get all these things together. They got to put pushers together. They got to put turns and hill 2 shoves and all that stuff together. And, you make a little mistake, and that happens. I mean, he was, 3 feet away from that? It's a 3-foot difference for that whole team. And there's lots of ways you can prevent that. Practice helps a lot. If SDC doesn't put it all together the same way, CIA is number 1 going into day 2.
And with all that sloppiness that Pika had, I think that they could have cleaned it up tomorrow and really pushed SDC for that top time. It's a shame, especially with day 1, with how strong Pika is. We knew they were strong. I was chairman. I probably would have had that guy on hill 5 just holding on to the push bar once he hit the Tepper building.
Yep.
All right, one final officially scheduled heat, and then we'll have probably a couple re-rolls here. We're going to have see SAEA, Fringe C, and SDCA. SDC, obviously last year's champions, really the team to beat. But what else are you guys looking for here in this one?
It's just really going to be SDC and what they can do. They updated the re-rolls too, by the way. But SDC, it's SDC. We're going to watch their mistakes. We're going to watch what they're doing right or wrong. If it's SDC, if I'm talking to a team right now, I'm saying, take it easy. Be assured in what you're doing. Don't kill yourself. Make good shoves, good transitions. Drive a good line. Hold on to the push bar. That's it. I mean, that's what you're looking at. It's all the basics that you should know how to do, but with freshmen and nutball college kids, you never know what you're going to get.
I have lost my SAE roster. Do you guys see it? Oh, here it is. It's at my feet. It's, we sit up here and we talk for several hours and somehow we're still coherent. All right, let's go ahead and meet these teams. In lane 3, we have SAEA, Hill 1, Brian Backus. Hill 2, Alex Walzindia. I messed that up. Hill 3, Neil Carlton. Hill 4, Drew Fitzmaurice. And Hill 5, Dennis Morales. The driver, Eileen Wu. In lane 2, we have Fringe C. Fringe C, Hill 1, Dominic Liu. Hill 2, Mike Shimko. Hill 3, Vivek Nair. Hill 4, Kevin Berg. And Hill 5, Max Reagan. Their driver is Madison Scott. And in lane 1, last year's champions, SDCA. On Hill 1, they have Ryan Aguirre. Hill 2, Edward Cow. Hill 3, Jeremy Jiang. Hill 4, Jeremy Meza. And Hill 5, Jordan Coons. Their driver, Jing Zhao.
Yeah, after this roll, there's going to be a re-roll. CIAD men's, Spirit B men's, Phi Delta A women in one heat. And then after that, there'll be a Fringe C women. So there's at least 2 re-rolls.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's, so Spirit B, they are giving them a re-roll, I guess, because SDC, I guess they put that on SDC.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully it works out better for them. It'll be a fun heat, though. I think Spirit B will be in the lead. CIAD just gets some fun because they get a re-roll, and they're going to go against a women's team.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they put, wow, my voice just did something weird. Why wouldn't they put Fidel and Fringe in one?
Maybe they're too close in times, and they know that they're going to be a conflict going down the hill. That's what you look at.
There you go. The answer, man.
And that's what they're going to do for tomorrow when they look at these teams and make sure that they can roll safely.
Right.
Heat selection is important, but it's more important to make sure you get a clean run. So they're going to try to avoid to have like front hill teams in the same spot. They typically don't look for the free roll with it, which sometimes we see some passes, but tomorrow up and over should be clean, and that's what they're going to go for.
And I got to put the CIA sweatshirt back on. They've completely impressed me today. I got to throw some good juju their way, and hopefully they'll be number 1 going into tomorrow.
Yep. The time to beat for SDCA 213.087. SIGEP A right in second place, 213.228. So not much separation there. And then there's this kind of crazy logjam after that. In third, you have Fringe A, 218.59. SIGEP B, 218.85. Spirit A, 219.58. CIAB, 220.82. That's nuts.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is a couple things. First, no one's broken 210.
Yep.
Consider that last year's winning time was a 204, and there's all these teams have rolled, and no one's broken a 210. Even in Pika would have completed that. It's only 213.
Yeah.
So we're not going that fast, and then it's a mess in there of all these different teams that aren't normally there. And so I think some are going to be really excited and freaking out, and some of them, I don't know if they know how to handle that kind of pressure.
The depth is definitely higher than last year, though. We had a big gap. It was like 204, then like two teams that were around like that 212, 213, and then it was like a 218 was the next one. So it's nice to see that the talent pool is spreading out a little bit, and that we're getting some more depth across all the teams.
All right, so let's take a look down there, see if we get some buggies on the course. Again, this is the final scheduled heat of the day, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have a couple re-rolls there, so please do keep up the course. After this, again, we're going to have a couple re-rolls.
There's nobody out there yet, as far as I can see.
There we go. And SDC, how much is their team carrying over from last year? We knew they would be good last year. I think 204 almost surprised us a little bit. That was a great time.
I was a little surprised by that last year, yeah.
Do we know, Connor, how much holdover there is with SDC from last year?
I know Edmund Chow is definitely a holdover there. I believe he's on Hill 2. Their Hill 5 is Jordan Coons. He was Hill 2 last year. Kid is fast, and you wouldn't expect it. He's my height, maybe a little bit shorter. Skinny little kid, but he runs unbelievably fast. His nickname is The Flash. He has that on all of his jackets. So definitely high quality pusher there. But having talked to some of the guys over at SCC that I'm friends with, they're definitely looking a little bit slower this year. Still top team, but probably more in the 207, 208 range.
We'll figure it out right here. This is the final scheduled heat of race day. Again, we'll have re-rolls right after this. But let's get ready for the final heat here of Buggy. Can CIA stay in first place, or is SDC going to take it back? We'll find out in just a moment. Here we are with them coming up, and
this kid from SAE.
Oh my God! Bacchus, who are you? But SDCA catching right up with them there. Looks like they'll probably be clean going into Hill 2, but that is pretty close right there. SAE and SDC, that lane 1 really helping them out there.
Yeah.
Early push, just trying to get that
enough.
spacing.
Yeah, no, but they pushed, SDC pushed early, but she was straight enough to keep that going and just start rolling away.
And here's where you think they start to separate in the free roll here.
Just looking at that buggy with that camber, it's just hilarious. But hey, give to SAEA, man. Great job up and over the hills. You guys got a good buggy going. You're hauling.
And, they're one of those teams, we talked about a lot of those B squads not going to make it to tomorrow. Maybe we see SAE tomorrow, 54.
They're not pushing too hard. They know if they
How
just
about
get
SAE
through,
just hit a 56?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we're seeing them tomorrow.
Man, if SAE can build a buggy next year that can match up with that Hill 1 pusher and that Hill 2 guy, watch out.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, a little bit of wobble right there by SDC, and this is the key. Ooh.
Yeah, she made it.
Hitting a couple potholes there, losing some speed, but for them, the key is just to make it through.
That's it.
Saturday's their day.
Not the rollout I would expect from an SDC buggy.
Hey, you get a 220 here in day 2.
Millie buggy made it through again.
Let's see, they're starting to get a little bit of separation here from 3 to 4.
Rollout than I expected on that thing.
Right? All those wheels turn and keep it moving.
SAE, they have some guys.
Oh, yeah.
They got some big guys on the back hill. But SDCA...
They need to rush some nerds, building some good buggies.
SDCA, top team for a reason, building a lot of separation here, 4 to 5.
They're looking at a 213 as well.
Yeah. But why go harder? Who cares?
Look at the flash. He is zooming right there. Legs churning. Again, trying to go out with the top time here. Looks like they might have it. This is going to be close. 10, 11, 12. I'm going to go across 213.62.
CIA is #1 going into finals, ladies and gentlemen.
I've seen it all.
SAE is going to go to day 2.
SAE 224.45.
45.
Oh, man, they knocked Signu out.
Man, maybe everybody should call the Camber Gang.
Wow.
And Miller Buggy's coming through.
Fringe C, that's a fine time, 238.
238.
All right. Wow. So, pending drops and everything like that and getting the official time, looks like we're going to have CIAA first for men's and women's going into day 2. If you told me that one, and I knew they were looking good this year, but kudos to them. My word. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please do stay off the course. We are going to be having a couple re-rolls coming on after this. But wow, what a day of racing.
If I'm not mistaken, that 2:34 time that's listed currently for Apex is wrong. I believe they're closer to a 2:28, 2:29.
Okay. We'll get that checked. I don't know if that. I think that's official, but I'm not sure.
We definitely have to get that checked out.
Wow. So, as things stand right now, if we're going to go down the men's, and, Spirit B may shake this up a bit, CIAA going to be in first, 213.037. SIGEP A going to be in second with a 213.228. SDCA with a 213.8 something or other. That's going to put them in third. So they're all three, within points of seconds on for that first place spot. Then you have the next kind of log jam. Fringe A, SIGEP B, Spirit A, CIA B, all within about a second. Apex A only a couple seconds behind them, SDCC, SIGEP C, and then I think we'll see SAE A somewhere in the middle of that pack. So.
And look, SDC was smart. They're on their hill 5. They know they're going to make it to day 2. Just go out there. They had 10 seconds to give to still make it to day 2, which looks really good. So they did a great job of getting through safely and getting it done the way you should. And
and it's not to rub salt in your wound, Andy, but it's a shame we're not going to see Pica tomorrow, because if we had 4 teams all at that 213 number.
And when you look at who's there and who's got more to give, I don't know that CIA is going to get super much better. I don't think I'm knocking 3 seconds off, but SIGAP can knock a little bit off. I think Fringe can knock time off. I think SDC can knock time off. So I don't know that it's going to end up even close to this tomorrow. I'd expect to see some of these teams really leapfrog when they push it
themselves.
on a better day.
I mean, it's going to be better conditions. You know what's at stake. You're giving it your all. That being said, that also increases the potential for errors.
Of course, but we'll see how they go with that. SDC is a 213.6, so that does put him in third place. So CIAA is first, SIGEP A second, SDCA is third.
Would anybody have ever thought that SDCA was going to be going into day 2 in third place?
If you told me at the beginning of the day SDCA is not going into day 2 in first place, I would have thought they were disqualified.
I would say first or nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But maybe that lights a fire in them tomorrow.
Maybe they said, again, you work with your team and say, here's our plan. We're going to make sure we get to day 2. We're kicking butt tomorrow.
Yep.
Get some rest, get some pasta.
But you saw it on Hill 1. Their Hill 1 guy the last 2 years was a second clear of the field. This guy, he wasn't even in the top 3 for King of the Hill.
Right.
He was probably similar to where, SIGEP and Apex were.
Right where SIGEP was, yeah.
Who was our King of the Hill today?
I got it as the Pica Hill 1.
Pica Hill 1. And,
the girls were too close for me to call.
Okay, we didn't have a Queen of the Hill. Cool. All right, so we'll be getting underway with a re-roll in just a couple minutes here. It's going to be
2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to the re-roll. CIAD, Spirit B. Wow.
He's dying, everybody.
Find out A, women's.
If I die, call him Buggy. It could be worse. CIAD, Spirit B, Fidel A, and then another re-roll, which is Spirit C and Fringe C. So I don't think this should shake up the standings too much. Spirit B may be able to sneak in here, make it to second day. Who would that have them knocking out? Right now, men's in 10th place is 4-8, would be Signu A. I think Signu would get knocked out.
They still have Pica in there, yeah, so it's either Signu or one of the SDC teams.
Yep. All right, it looks like the Buggies around the course. There's your enthusiastic CIA.
That guy's jazzed up, man. Dude, calm down. Just cool it. You're going to blow your engine right now. I think somebody.
It looks like these are maybe switched up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think that Fringe Buggy is supposed to be there till next heat.
It looks like they may have swapped it out.
You're early. Look.
Oop.
Hey, but they're ready to go.
That's good. It's a test run. All right, so we have in lane 1 CIAD men's, lane 2 Spirit B men's, and lane 3 Fidel A.
I want to roll now. Roll now.
And Spirit B was looking pretty good, before that. That was one of the most exciting races or heats I've seen.
Well, they put a little NASCAR speed tape on there. They bolted some stuff on, and they got it back out of the pits, ready to go.
Let's see here.
There they go.
All right, and things are underway here. Imagine Spirit B got to separate themselves a fair bit. The biggest question, are they able to get into that last day?
No, the biggest question is the guy in lane 1 is going to get beat by a girl. That's what I want to see. It's a nice time by a B team.
Spirit B just flying out there.
Oh, hill 2 for CIA in the full suit.
And there we are, pretty clean. They might have bumped a little pothole there. I saw a little bit of a wobble.
Yeah, this is basically like a free roll for them. There's nobody anywhere near them, which is better from what she had. And this he just kind of took her out. So hopefully she's got her nerves calm and she's ready to go. Kind of close to that curb there. I might want to get it a little bit further away. But again, she's playing for a day 2 roll here, which I think they could get.
Yep. Let's see, coming around to the stop sign, 56 seconds, so that puts them right around that whole 220 bunch, depending on their back end.
Yeah.
And generally they do have pretty strong pushers for the back hills. And of course, though, can't speak before we get through the chute. They are coming around.
Turn,
right
turn, go get it! Go get it!
Go get the Buggy!
Go get it!
Get it!
Here comes Hill 3. Hill 3, he's going for it. He's taking it from the chute, ladies and gentlemen. That is Spirit Buggy right there. Digging it out of the chute and pushing it all the way up that hill.
And CIA still hasn't passed him.
And they're still ahead of CIA, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my.
What happened there?
Somebody went straight through the chute.
You know what?
When
they spun out, they gave stop flags.
Oh.
They gave stop flags.
And props right there. That was Jordan Marion there, running all the way down into the chute to grab that.
You don't have to do that.
Does that mean they'd re-roll again?
They can.
Do we have time?
I don't know.
They can do it first thing tomorrow morning too.
Roberto Andaya, he's going to hand that off right there to Alvin Bongo.
Go, Alvin.
And probably not going to get a day 2 time given all that.
Yeah, but
that's one of those
they
Buggy moments. Just seeing him running down there, sprinting into the chute.
Not only that, but
picking
her
it up.
keeping it out of the hay bales.
Yeah. And given all of that, they're going to get about a 2:38, 2:39. Not the slowest time of the day.
They came in with 8 by 8.
Yeah. Wow.
But as good of a day as CIA has had, what an absolute nightmare for Spirit today.
Oh, yeah. And it's
There is not a better team out there on the course. They are one of the hardest working. They have the best attitude of probably any team out here. It's a real shame to see that.
Yeah, it is, because it's a wheel problem for them. They haven't been able to get the wheels working. When they ran pneumatics, they would spin only when they really jammed up those pneumatic tires. When they had those things safe, they'd make it through all the time, and they were fast. And now, when they went to these urethanes, they've had trouble with these buggies. I don't know if it's a buggy urethane fit or what, but I'd like to see them get through there. I mean, thank God their men's team made it through. They're going to day 2. That's great.
And it looks like CIAD dug their buggy out of the chute as well, and they're just finishing up in the full suit.
Well, it had to get to the top of the hill somehow. You might as well let them push it, right?
Does anybody know what the record for the... This is probably pretty slow, right?
Well, back
in the
when
modern
Limo
era. I'm
competed,
talking
there was
modern
5
era.
minutes.
Modern era.
Am I old time or what?
I don't know. Sure.
It's still probably somewhere around 5 minutes.
It's around 5 minutes.
Around 5 minutes. So there you go, CIA. You're not the slowest ever. And
Man,
you're in
wouldn't it
first
have been
place.
cool to have them at the top and the slowest record of all time? I mean, come on.
That would be cool. The Hill 5 guy's going.
Oh, don't face plant. He almost tripped.
I'm surprised no one does.
Yeah, especially with the potholes they have.
Yeah.
And here comes 5.
Ooh.
CIA's Hill 2 did earlier today.
That's true. That's fair.
B team.
All right, coming through here. Gonna be sub 5.
Great.
It's always a goal.
That's great.
Always gonna be sub 5. Sub 430, not quite. 431.32. CIAD closing things out there.
So they may not have set a record, but they will have the fastest and the slowest time for today. CIA top and bottom of the leaderboard.
Sure.
Well, no, they're not.
No, they're not.
Oh wait,
Men's time.
yeah, men's time. Phi Delta A, good to see them coming through there. I know it looks like maybe the caution flag was thrown, but they're still going.
And KDR off campus, but still having an impact on Buggy. Pretty cool.
It's amazing how much that Buggy has lived on. Let's see, coming across here. Not going to be quite sub-5, but it's great just to see Fidel out here fielding a men's team, fielding a women's team. Going to cross there 5:09, in case you're wondering. That's the number. Kind of academic at this point. We're going to see one more re-roll here. Spirit C and Fringe C. Then we're good with everything for today. But there's a lot of exciting stuff to look forward to tomorrow. Both races, really. There's some pretty tight stuff. The fact CIA A on the women's side has a 5-second lead.
Yeah, see right here though, she was doing a pretty good job, and then she goes, she's not even all the way sideways, and she's like, wait, I haven't hit anything yet. I can keep rolling.
And just look, he starts going right there.
Don't stop. Come get your Buggy.
You see him coming to frame, just flying, digging it. That's what Buggy's all about.
That's a live Buggy, man.
That was cool.
So I don't know what I don't know what the rule is on that. Like, the Buggy was sideways, yeah, but you don't have to stop what you're doing there. And I don't know if they threw a brake flag for those guys or not.
We'll see. All right, so that's one more reroll, and just to kind of set things up for tomorrow. So, women's side, CIA A, 5-second lead on the field, 238. You have Pica A right behind them at 243, SDCA 244, Fringe A 245, Siget B 246, and then Apex A. They failed the drop test, so it would be Spirit B.
Though they still haven't put it in there, so.
Yeah, Spirit B would be the sixth team in there.
Yeah, I could see Pike or SDC picking up onto CIA. I'm not sure how much deeper CIA could go, so we'll have to see how that goes. I mean, CIA had such decent rolls today. I'm not sure they can heat them up any better, but you never know. Well, I could see SDC shaving. I've seen girls go from one day to the next and shave off 5 seconds.
So
you really never know.
It'll be interesting. I mean, a lot to look for there. Even just how 2, 3, 4 shakes up, and then on the men's side, this is just wild. In first place you have CIA A, 213.037. Again, how much can they gain on that? Because at their tail, SIGEP A, 213.228. You think they're going to shave a second or two? SDCA, 213.61. You think they might shave a few seconds? Fringe A then kind of is this next area, kind of a log jam. They have 218.599. They might shed a few seconds. SIGEP B, 218.856. They're going to shed some. Spirit A, 219.587. CIA B, 220.821. So all of them just kind of smushed together.
I think Spirit A held back a lot. I think SDC held back a lot. And I think they have the biggest ability to jump up there. For almost anybody that I see there. SIGEP, I never know. I don't know what they're going to do.
It'll be interesting. And the big story too is no Pica A missed that push bar after really nice roll. It was a really nice time. It was kind of a sloppy roll. Left us wanting more tomorrow, which unfortunately we won't get. But they may get it on their women's side.
Yeah, they would have been fourth. But
unless SCC drops a crazy time tomorrow compared to where they are today, I really think Pike would have won it this year. Because they had so much they could have cleaned up between today and tomorrow, and they were right in that pack. CIA ran an unbelievably clean race, top to bottom. That is a perfect time for them, that 213. I'm not sure they're going to be able to beat that tomorrow. They're going to really have to do something amazing to do that. SIGEP A, they were fairly clean as well. The only thing that they had to deal with was Apex up at the top of the hill. I could see them maybe going down a little bit. SDCA, we have no idea how much they held back. It seemed like it was a little bit, but their push team was also definitely weaker than in years past. And then we get down and there's Pica right there. And I think Pica left at least 2 seconds on the clock between that sloppy shoe turn and the transitions.
I agree.
All right,
Good summary, Connor.
Last roll of the prelims out here right now. Spirit C in lane 1 with the men's. Fringe C with the women's in lane 2. This is the race they are racing in, not the previous one, as they learned. And it's been a great day of Buggy so far. Let's see how we close it out.
I'm rooting for 9 wheels.
9 wheels.
It's 3 times the pleasure.
No comment. Just waiting. It looks like they're off there.
Interesting start.
I got to root for Spirit on this one. Faye Quadri, their driver. She's an architecture student, but she's not going to be driving next year, so this is her last year. Good friend of mine as well. Really hope that she has a good race.
About a 19-second hill one time, not too bad for a C team.
Good transition right there. Switching over into the 2. Kind of a little slow on 2 right there, but a pretty big push.
I'm cautiously hopeful that they can find a way to get this buggy into day 2.
It's a possibility.
I mean, I think we need about 224 to get in right now, so it's getting kind of crowded in there with small dispersion in a 10-second window.
Yeah, about a 224, 223 would pretty much guarantee it.
It's tough. It's not really a super fast free roll.
It's about a
minute.
61, 1 minute on the stop sign there. It looks like we got something in front of the clock, and we can clear that obstruction out of the way so we can check their final time. They're coming here into the chute. Thank you. And coming around here into the chute. Are they clean?
Nice.
Yes, they are.
There we go.
Getting through the chute right there. Let's see how they get the pickup here on these back hills. Again, not necessarily looking at like a day 2 time, but you want to go out there, you want to put out a good time, test yourselves as a team. But hey, they got some guys on the back hill, so let's see what they do.
I don't have any fringe millibuggy in sight. Hopefully we can see what they're doing later.
Who's ever in front of the clock, please move. Thank you.
3 to 4 transition right there. And there we go.
Oh,
Yeah, the
there is.
millibuggy is out there. Fringe C really pushing a pretty good time right there. Must have had a solid roll.
When you have Aubrey Higginson on Hill 2, who's been an 18 pusher for the last 3 years, you're going to get a decent amount of speed at the top of the hill. It'll transition to a pretty good roll.
4 to 5 right there for Spirit C. 2:12 right now, so it's looking doubtful they'll have a day 2 time coming through. Fringe right there on the 3 to 4. Let's see, Spirit C looking about 230 something.
Don't push that out too far. Did he just check the clock as he ran by it?
May have.
234.52.
Oh, he's down.
Oh, he tumbled at the end there.
He knows he's done.
Okay, that was a fun fall.
He doesn't
That
need that
wasn't
skin anymore. He's not pushing tomorrow.
And we're getting some FaceTime for X1. The buggy.
They kept that name?
Yeah, never got a new name. I don't think we'll get anything else either.
We're going right here. 4 or 5 transition. Let's see how they close it out.
I'm thinking maybe somebody just had, like, their dad was, a rollerblade manufacturer, had a bunch of extra wheels laying around or
It's
something.
like, let's try it. Looks like they won't have a day 2 time either right here. Vera pushing here.
You got to think they really wanted to make those wheels work. They put them on bolt last year, and maybe they thought, well, there was too much weight on each wheel. If we disperse it out a little bit better, it'll allow the buggy to roll. And I'll be honest with you, it's rolled better than I thought it would today.
Me too.
But just the way that steering is in the front, and having the 3 wheels in the line in the back.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Gonna come across at 3:42. And
Physics says no.
what a qualifying day. Today was CIA's day, but today only sets up tomorrow. Can they capitalize on it? They got a lot of people nipping at their tails. You guys are gonna want to come out and check out both races. Oh, we have one more re-roll, it looks
Do
like.
we?
Yeah.
They're letting the CIA and the Fight Out people go again because they hit brake flags.
All right, sorry, please stay clear of the course. We are not done. My B, everyone. We are going to have one more re-roll, CIAD, Phi Delta A. Please do stay clear of the course.
I tell you what, though, pushing 3 times up hill 1 is going to be.
I was going to say that. Yeah, they're going to
person.
sleep good tonight. Oof.
Man.
Now, CIA's D team is getting more rolls than their A team has in the last 3 years combined. In one day.
Wow. So one last re-roll here. Again, please stay clear of the course. Tomorrow we'll be coming to you guys. When are we starting? 8 a.m.
8:50, about 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Oh wow, that's great.
It's 8:50 with the exhibition. There's 3 exhibition heats. Spirit's got 2 of them. Apex, Fringe, and CIA. SDC's doing one, and then what they're calling the grudge match is Spirit versus Pica. Right now, the Pica team is averaging, I think, about 44 years old. A couple are older than me, a couple are younger. I got one open spot for another Pike pusher, so I'm still trying to scrounge somebody whose healthcare is really good.
Will you be on that push team tomorrow?
No. We've got 5. We've got another guy who's my ringer who's going to take my place. I'm not pushing. No, not pushing.
Cool. So yeah, please, for those of you who are heading out, make sure to come back over about 9 a.m. tomorrow. I think it's gonna. If it's anything like today, it's gonna be a crazy day of Buggy.
I think it's going to start the way it is right now, where it's warm and dry.
Yeah.
So
who does that help the most? Do you think? Everybody.
Pushers. In general, I think the pushers feel better about that. They get a little bit more. Just it feels like they're looser. They can do more. I think right now, with the way the wheels are, that almost everybody has such a similar wheel that it's not going to give anybody too much of an advantage over somebody else.
Gotcha. All right, just waiting for these last couple teams to get out here. Then we will go ahead and get underway. Besides maybe the CIA in first place, what do you guys think are the biggest, the biggest stories so far from today, or the biggest surprises? It's probably CIA, the Pica disqualification.
Much big. A lot of people were picking them to be 1 or 2 this year.
Yeah, I guess maybe kind of that madness of the shoot with the 2 B teams. What else sticks out to you from today?
I think the Spirit's really doing well or not finishing the race. So I'd like to see them do well more often. And a spin and a crash for them is, I think it's, I guess that's surprising, but it's not. But I'm really hopeful for them.
Yeah.
SEC definitely surprised me today. I thought both on the men's and women's side, they would be a little bit closer to the top. They're very close on the men's side, but I thought they were going to be ahead by a significant amount. Mm-hmm. Women's, I thought they were giving a little bit back this year. I just didn't think it was going to be that much.
Right.
My concern for SDC for tomorrow is how much did they take off today, and if they add all of that speed on tomorrow, how is the driver going to handle it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
They're used to what they were doing today. She drove today twice at these speeds, and now you're going to expect her tomorrow to go a lot faster. So that would be a concern I would have as an SDC driver. CIA's got to be feeling pretty good right now, because regardless of whether or not they keep that top spot tomorrow, they're almost guaranteed on the men's side of top 4. Just make it through. Don't make any mistakes. Do exactly what they did today, which they've been practicing all year. And they're guaranteed a top 4. And for a CIA team that hasn't even cracked really the top 5 in the last 2-3 decades here.
Yeah. So, your guts right now. Ooh, all right, we're starting.
And it looks like FICAP did not make their reroll.
Fidel. I guess FICAP didn't either.
There's Lightning Man, go!
There it is, the D-Man all alone, pushing up here on Hill 1.
Oh wow, that was.
I always love to see the guys in the suits out there.
The Hill 1 pusher just said at one point, I don't feel like going anymore, and he just shoved it off.
That guy rocks!
This is his 3rd Hill 1 today. I don't know if I can do a whole Hill 1. Can we get a broadcast exhibition?
I'm not sure they've taken that driver out of that buggy the past hour.
Yeah. Will anyone let me push a buggy? I've never pushed a buggy. No. I promise I won't break it. No. It's not a good idea.
Come out the roll sometime, I bet you 8.
Whoa, she's so close to that curve. Will, you're great at what you're doing.
Don't quit my day job. All right, 105. Hey, it's a D team. We're having fun here.
Oh, what?
Wow. Guy ran across the course and.
Hey, guess what? CIA gets another reroll.
Some jogger just buzzed the buggy. Wow. Yeah, I'm just going to swing right through here, all these people, whatever. Oof. In between 2 trucks, no worries.
That could have been a lot worse. So,
wow.
Glad they're pretty clean. That was a nice line. A little bit of a pothole at the end there, but that was nice.
Go get your buggy. Yes, you with the suit.
Yeah.
Go get it. Go get it.
Oh, there
Go
get it. Not the most routine. A little bit of wobble right there on the pickup, but again, he had to go dig it out of the chute last time. So.
Look, if he was committed, he'd be in like loafers or something. He's just, sort of half into the whole suit thing. That's why he jogged down to his buggy, man. Come on.
We've been up for a while now. The 4 right here. They're pushing along. Let's see what they get here. Maybe a 3-minute time or so, I'm guessing. Maybe less.
It'd probably be in like the 245 range, which is incredible to see that kind of depth on a CIA team, especially when half of your team just pushed in suits.
Right. Well, yeah, that beats their 430 for sure.
Yeah, and not only that, they have pushed three
times.
Yeah.
3 times. And this last one was no more than 20 minutes ago.
This guy was felt twice last
It was,
time.
yeah, if even.
Wait
It
to
was,
see it.
yeah. Right about on the money. 245 or so, 43, 44, 45, 246.15.
Missed it by a second.
Sweet.
All right, so guys, before tomorrow, your picks, top 3 men's and women's. Who do you have?
SDC men, CIA, SIGEP.
Connor?
I'm going to go SEC first, SIGEP second, CIA in third.
All right, and for the women?
I have no idea. Not a clue. It's too
Not a
messy.
clue. Connor?
I think CIA is going to win the women's tomorrow.
Okay.
I think second place tomorrow. I think second place is going to be Pika tomorrow, and I think third place will be SEC.
All right, you heard it here. Come check it out tomorrow, though. Again, we're getting underway at 9. Thank you guys for listening, hanging out. Please get off the roads. Real cars are going to be driving on them soon, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you guys. Thank WRCT, CMU TV. Blah, blah, blah.